which is phenomenal if you haven't started to dive into that.
I saw a video or two
phenomenal
of
if you
somebody
haven't
playing, somebody playing
started to dive into that.
Loop Hero, and it looked all right. It looked interesting.
Loop Hero. Oh, Loop Hero.
Mhm.
Yeah. I actually saw that just on Steam.
Initially, I was grumpy because I thought it was going to be an idle game, but it's not. It's not at all. You are actively doing shit all the time, and it's kind of nice.
I understand some of the appeal to idle games, but at the same time, like, part of the reason I play games is to be an active participant.
Yeah.
Like,
who are you calling inactive?
Idle games are those things that you play when it's like you're working from home or something like that.
Like Eric used to play all the time while working.
Yeah.
Idle games?
Yeah.
And also, what do you mean used to? I just said
Yeah, he's still doing it. I see him all the time.
Listen, I don't play Total War when I'm at work, and I make sure I get tickets done. But you kidding yourself? You don't think I've got something going on in the background?
I don't play Total War. What more do you want from me?
Dude, that game is life for me, man. I love the hell out of it.
So long as you're getting
bare
your
minimum,
work
and I
done,
guess we
who
got it. So
fucking cares, right?
Dude, I used to care so much, and then it just got more.
the day.
I mean, the same thing that like everyone in this voice channel has, which is, and then it got bad.
Yeah.
Don't give a fuckitis.
Yeah,
I know that.
I gotta tell you, like, so like a thing has happened to me at Minecraft where like I actually give a shit again.
Like how could you do this to yourself?
So, and it's
you do it to the world.
And it's actually because, like, you know, I have a job where my boss is like, I don't know, like, she gives a shit, and if you want information about something, you just have to ask. And actually the hardest part of it is finding out who to ask. Because it'll be like if you want information on one of these projects, man, you just got to ask people, and they'll tell you. And I was like, but who do I ask? Oh yeah, that's the hard part, man. There's a lot of people that work here. And I'm like, all right, what if I want information about this specific thing? Oh, well, you have to go ask guy A. And you ask guy A, and he's like, that ain't me. You need to go ask guy B. And then guy F goes, yeah, we discontinued that project like a couple months back. And I'm like,
But sir,
I was like, but if we didn't, and he's like, oh, well, if you want the information on it, it's up there. Like, you can still read it. It's like, all right, cool.
yeah, I mean, that's all you're looking for. Shit, if they're not willing to take it on and they got something else, then it's like, oh, well, I will look at this thing.
And then for like, you know, I don't really know if the rest of you know what this is, but I think Justin, you said that you had one at Amazon and Google where like you have like an actual like incident management system.
Yeah,
and you use like ADO to report things that could be improved, and then people go into the ADO and they're like, has anything in my section been suggested for oh, look, something has. I will improve that thing. And then they do. And it's just like, holy shit, like, this place is great.
Oh, God.
Stop giving us hope, John.
No. See, the problem is
hope
that
exists, but not for you.
He only gives us hope to take it away like a true GM should.
Listen, as a father, I understand the concept of dreams dying.
Oh Lord! Oh Lord!
We are starting off nice.
Fucking kids!
I thought we moved out of the grimdark universe, guys. What happened?
We took it with us.
Went back in.
Jesus!
It's back on the table.
But yeah, like, I don't know. It was cool. Like my I got asked a couple days ago by like my skip level. She's like, you know, how do you like it? I know that you like, you know, being a contractor is hard and that sort of stuff. And I was like, I don't give a shit about that. Like, I'm doing all right. And it's like, I got a boss that I like. I work with people that I like. I'm still working on a game, and working on games is what I want to do because it's one of the like primary art forms that I value. I'm doing good. And it was just like, yeah, this is nice. It's nice to be in the position of, yeah, I'm doing all right.
That's good.
How dare you lord that over the rest of us?
I'm not lording it over you. I'm
sure.
Okay, I'm
bragging.
accidentally lording it over you.
Like,
I had this button that said Lord over Justin, and I thought to myself, well, there's no other buttons that I can push.
The fact that he would have a button means he pre-recorded all of the lording.
Yeah, he decided in advance. Like somebody had to print out the sticker that went on that button. That's
Yeah.
over Justin. So
Hey, preparation's done.
I'm pretty sure it sold for $7 on the Etsy shop.
Oh my god.
That's what his preparation has been for the last 2 weeks. Like he's already had Starlasker planned out. It's just been him making this button.
I like that I am apparently your guys' like hope goy. Where it's like we can't touch the hope, but we will let the goy touch the hope.
Let's not get this twisted. They are a sad pile of sadness.
Yeah.
I'm over here. I'm having a good time. So
Hey, well,
it's
fuck
just
you
you
too.
and me.
Yeah.
I
The
just
three of
dropped
us
my mic,
are having a
so give
great
me
time.
moment. I just
Oh, yeah.
it again.
Replace
I'm-
it with another one.
I'm taking steps to get out of the sadness pile. I'm trying. I'm trying real hard.
Yeah.
Well, good. I hope
Just
at
keep
some point you get
tripping
out of
over
the
these
sadness.
depressions.
Oh God.
Make sure not to trip into the depressions, Noah.
You know, that is an active thing. So I will continue to try to not do that.
Continue
Yeah, I
to
know.
continue to maintain sadness.
But outside of that, I've been pretty good lately, I think. So
Well, that's good.
I don't believe you.
Okay. Is my mic still working? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes,
Hard to say.
Andy.
You answer me saying no.
I love when. Hey, can you hear me? Nah.
Well,
Questionable.
Maybe one more time. Give it to me one more time.
That's when they start fucking with shit, making it so that you can't hear it, and you're like, oh, damn it.
Worth it.
Hilfling.
vicariously observing hope from afar.
We will fight using our greatest infantry, the Hiflings. The rebels will never expect an all-out Hifling attack.
Oh, I forgot about the Hiflings.
The
No,
Hiflings.
I've been wanting all week to just say.
You could have
And now,
said it to
now
me.
you can.
I would
It's
have
right there.
understood.
Oh,
I
shit.
just needed John Eric to do it because I know that when I said Hilfling, he could not help himself.
Dude, I love this stupid Palpatine way of pronouncing some words. Where like sometimes he's like, hello. Like when he's in normal like Sheev mode, he's just like, hey Anakin, how's it going? Welcome to my office. And
We'll
then
watch your career with great interest.
we'll watch your career with great interest. And then 2 movies later, he's like, not from a Jedi. And it's like
Jedi.
a Jedi.
He puts too many H's in things.
Do it.
Every breath is a full exhalation.
It's not the story the Jedi would tell you.
And then he just sits there, ironic.
I do like the like stupid campy Palpatine thing though, where it's like, I'm just gonna stand here shooting lightning at you and laughing. Are you gonna do anything else? Nah, the lightning seems to work most of the time.
So, did you guys ever play Battlefront 1? Like the like old school Battlefront?
Yeah, a little bit. Not a lot.
There was a heroic battle where you all played just named characters from the universe. And my brother and I played that a shit ton. And what we found out is that the Palpy character, if he was on the enemy side,
Palpitation.
yeah, Palpy,
Yeah.
no, that's just who I call Palpatine.
Okay.
So Palpy will go up to an enemy and just be just out of reach of his lightning range. So he'll stop for you. You don't have to back up at all. He'll stop just shy of it and then just lightning nonstop. And so you're just watching Palpy just kind of like intimidate you. Come closer, please, just one step more.
Step into
Feel
my
the
coils.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you just stood there, he would not damage you. And that to me solidified how funny Palpy is.
Yeah.
My favorite
you to
part
take a
of
step.
my favorite part of like stupid Palpatine stuff is if you read, I think it's like the Crimson Empire. I'm pretty sure it's Crimson Empire. And it's about like one of his guards and like the life of this Imperial guardsman after
Just this random guard.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that one.
Yeah, it's about the
That
life.
dude was dope.
Yeah, what's his name? Kir Kanos. It's about the life of
I
Kir
think so.
Kanos after Palpatine. But every now and then they cut to like what training was like. And so these guys, it's like a class of like 30 of them, and they go to this terrible place. And after a week, there's only like 15 left. And then there's like 10 left. And then there's like 5. And then eventually it comes down to 2. And of course they have to like duel to the death. And Kir Kanos wins. And so he gets the spot. And I was just like, dude, what the fuck? Like maybe Tom just needed like an extra week.
Yeah, like what a waste of resources.
You were so dismissive of
human
your
lives.
resources.
Yeah. Well, it was that or keep all of them, and I just didn't have the time for that.
What do you mean my army is only at 10%? I've only killed 90%.
Palpy.
If they're at 10%, that means that only 5% of them are strong. Split them in half and have them fight.
Have them fight. Make sure the Heflings win.
Sir, we have
Sure.
the information from the intel that you wanted.
How many Bothans died to bring us this information?
None of them all.
None,
like the
sir. No Bothans. Oh, well, start killing Bothans.
Slaughter Bothans until I say stop.
I like the idea that Palpatine is Xeno's paradoxing his way through people. He's like, well, if you move halfway, then clearly there's another halfway yet to move, and then there's another half yet to eliminate. And I mean, the remaining distance is there's still a half of that, and you just keep going. You never, you'll always be left with something, but you just eliminate half of what's there, and it's excellent. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Why?
Oh, I have a story about my Witcher game real quick. My Witcher game last night for all the DMs in the party, because I think that you guys will laugh at this. They're up against a Vendigo, and a Vendigo is a big white snow monster with antlers that can give somebody the curse of the Vendigo, and if he does, you like slowly turn into a cannibal under its control.
yeah. Mhm.
They ran from it, and then they found a place where it had a bunch of thralls, and the thralls just looked at them and were like, meat, and started running towards them, and they fought and killed all the thralls, and then they kept running, and they kept running, and they were like, okay, so like the Wendigo for some reason is coming for like the guy in our party who is cursed, and like we've sort of halted the curse. We can't reverse it, we can't stop it, but it's like we made it not progress. So the Wendigo's coming. So like we gotta plan for this, and so we're gonna plan, and our plan is that he's gonna come right to this spot, and we're all just gonna dogpile him. And then of course he brought a bunch of thralls, because that's what Vendigos do. And they were just like, well, I didn't expect this at all. I was like, the whole time you guys are planning, I'm just sitting here going like, why do they think that this thing's just gonna show up alone? It's so weird.
They're
Dug a
like
big
the,
pit. It's only the one, so
It's like a Disney villain. Like, I'll fight you, and then they're like, no, you won't fight just me. And the heroes go, you'll fight me and my friends. And then the villain goes, what? So unexpected.
Oh, hoisted by
Like-
my own petard, thanks to the hero's dog.
Like, it's just like, come on, you gotta plan for this shit. I'm gonna fight. It's mano a mano with my friends.
How does an evil emperor or an
You and
evil
me and
person
my guards.
plan for the power of friendship? You just can't. You just can't.
There's
How did you plan for the power of friendship? Well, I killed all the hero's friend to start.
Uh,
Oh, that's pretty serious. Yeah, no, we don't.
That'll
I've
do
read
it.
the handbook.
We don't mess around.
there's a book by Ari Marmel. I forget the name of the book, but it's basically that. Like, it's clearly like a Sauron analog, and Sauron, he like rises up, and then the heroes come together and they fight him and they put him down, and then like a couple hundred years later he rises up again and he starts to do it all over again, and they put him down. And so like the fifth time, he didn't like noisily rise up and start gathering army. What he did is he just found the like Gandalf knockoff and just killed him.
Damn.
And then he found the like hero of ages who was growing in some small village and was like the destined hero, and he killed that guy too.
Mm-hmm.
And so like he just like went around and he was like, all right, I'm gonna kill anybody that has any potential, and then me and the orcs, we're gonna win.
Hell yeah. So, been almost once. I think we should get into the game.
All right.
Travis, why would you ruin this for us?
Because I also want a game.
So
Oh, right.
And I know as a streamer what it means.
well
How
then,
does it feel to want?
my ovular oracular jelly spoons. Let's get this going. What we have
What the hell
is
did you just call us?
I
Miraculous?
called you an oval-shaped eyeball.
Oh.
Oh, all right. I guess I'll take it. It's
Yeah,
just
take
weird.
that. I dare you.
Why are you?
I said I would.
I already
So-
said I would.
So
dare you.
aggressive.
I'm
So aggressive.
accepting it.
You want to bet?
How dare you? Please stop.
So last week, we started with a meeting between. Sorry, I just looked at a message from Mike that, like, I just now saw where he's like, "I'm gonna take a nap," and I was like, "You motherfucker! Like, you're sleeping through the beginning of the game." So
He said that like an hour and a half ago, though.
yeah, but no, I mean,
Or
I don't.
two.
I don't.
Yeah, but who pays
I don't
attention
read
to
that.
Mike?
So anyway,
I do.
so-
It's my fault.
last week we started with Dillian and Zaract getting into the carriage of Gloa Whitetalon, who is a member of the Blackfeathers murder. Gloa was basically responding to the sown rumors that Zaract and Dillian had been putting out, and essentially said, I know where the person that you're looking for is, and I will tell you where he is if you tell me what he was looking for. And because I think I know, and I want to be sure, and if you found it, I want to know what it is. And what he thinks it is the recipe for dragon's blood, which is a very potent drug from Droam that the gang Dosk, I'll go to Droam right here, that the gang Dosk peddles in a lot of big cities. And he said that essentially Yelphis, Dillian's contact, was breaking into a warehouse, or watching the warehouse, got caught, and they took him to a different location. And Dillian said that he would get that information because mainly he didn't have the money to just pay for the information. Gloa also told him, I don't know their exact numbers because they're good at keeping that kind of thing under wraps, but I do know that the leader of that particular outfit, the biggest threat, is a pretty large ogre by the name of Kringauer. And Kringauer is big and scary. And if you kill him, like if you sign this contract stating that you will kill him, we will pay you and each of your comrades 500 gold. And Dillian said, I'm not going to sign the contract, but what if we kill him because he kind of stops us? And Gloa said, well, then we'll pay you 300 gold. At the same time, Sharut and Lumio and Ringer decided that they were going to go to a different Blackfeather establishment to basically talk in a place where they could like talk openly without people overhearing. And Sharut paid for some silence while Ringer went up and signed a couple of contracts with a different member of the Blackfeathers, a woman named Mother Unkind. And Mother Unkind basically told Ringer that like they would use him to like get fake IDs made, like Civis fake IDs, mainly because that is funny to them to get fake official Civis IDs made, and because well, it's always good to have a changeling on staff. And Ringer also wanted some information on Hercule or jobs against Hercule if those were possible. And Mother Unkind said that she would keep her eye out. And Sharut sent letters to everybody, and then everybody came together at that place to sort of go over what was happening. And Schrute said that he thinks that there are the ruins beneath the city from the old, from like the end of the Dakani Empire, and that he wants to explore them. Delian said, I found the location of the guy that I'm here to rescue, and can we do that first? Because the ruins have been there for a long time. And so they said, yeah, let's do that first, which was a good idea because, the ruins have been there for a long time. And so they went to the Manticore's Tail, the Manticore's Tail being the bar that that Dosk runs. And they went inside and sort of cased the joint, ate a little bit of grist, which definitely isn't troll, no matter what anybody says. It's too tasty to be troll. And they heard some whimpering below the floorboards, and so current thought is that Yelvis is in the basement. They also think that Kringauer is on the second floor. So at this point, we will go to the Duskbar map.
Duskbar map.
Da-na-na.
I feel like we're there.
So, so that everyone knows,
you got the tokens.
Yeah, I got tokens for him. So that everybody knows, the ogres, the hobgoblins, and the ogres and hobgoblins both have their own tokens. And I sort of outlined the buildings a little bit better. If any building hits the edge over like here, that means that it's going off the map. It goes a little bit farther than that. I didn't feel like mapping it any more than that because why?
Yeah.
I just want to comment on these tokens. Like I know the ogre looks jacked. Like that ogre looks jacked. But good lord, even the hobgoblin looks jacked as shit.
Really?
Look at him.
I'm gonna zoom. Yeah, I'm gonna zoom right in on each and every picture.
Yeah. Hobgoblins are pretty like stat wise, their stats
They're like
are pretty
gymnasts.
impressive.
I don't know.
He
Yeah,
looks chill as hell too,
Yeah.
unlike the ogre, who looks just kind of dopey.
Yeah,
Well-
I'd grab a beer with that hobgoblin. Definitely not the ogre.
He looks dopey and sad, like he's not very pleased with. I wish I could be jacked like the hobgoblin.
Your bone structure's different, buddy. You put in those reps, you're gonna get tight, but you're never gonna look like that.
You're also
why?
twice his size and definitely more jacked. No, not like him.
Look at the definition of his muscles. I can't get like that.
I tried flexing once. Worst week of my life.
Killed half my family, it did.
Also
So-
wish I had that jawline. Look at him.
Look at
He's
him,
got chops. He's got mutton chops. He just can't grow hair.
chiseled. Galileo. Anyways, moving on.
This just becomes like the whole night is just doing sad voices for this apparently very sad ogre.
Look at his face. He looks so dour.
His bottom lip is all the way pooched out.
I'm not pouting. You're pouting.
Fuck you.
I've squished one too many heads to be too good at this job. Tried to get a raise. They just
Travis,
gave
shut up.
me a piece of meat. I'm
Jesus.
I know. I try to put it back on the rails, and then I just get brought back off.
Hey guys, my wife wants to say hi for some reason. Since we're off the rails anyway.
Hi.
Hello.
Your wife sounds suspiciously
Oh.
like your son.
Yeah.
He snuck in. He snuck in. Oh god. Anyway, so that's being a parent.
Medicine is wife-proof and child-proof, so I'm having him open it.
I mean, makes sense. No, we don't have
Like, if
cameras on.
something's proof of that, you just got to go to the right people.
Right?
So, you guys are outside. You have sort of, the layout of the first floor at least. What do you want to do as far as actually doing this?
So when we left off last time, I think we were trying to figure out if we were gonna do a distraction, or if we were just gonna go in kind of like into into the back down into the cellar here. Either way, I think that is we're gonna draw attention. Like I don't
Yeah,
think there's no way to not draw attention.
I think we were trying to do the cellar first.
Okay.
Like plan A was trying to sneak through and not aggro a bunch of these wonderful looking patrons and their ogres.
We also have no idea the number that are in the cellar.
Yeah, but we don't know what's upstairs either, so I'd rather eliminate and funnel if it comes
Yeah.
down to it.
That's fair. So in that case, I guess the plan would be to essentially take this guy out at the north and then head in towards the cellar, because I doubt that we'll all be able to stealth by him.
Yeah. So the issue came to be, since it looks like there's a back door as well, do we distract said ogre with definitely not troll meat, or do we just straight up try to like
I
kill
don't
him
see.
off?
I don't see fighting him ending quietly. So I think our best bet is to distract him and hope he's as big an oafish as he looks. Then, when he's just well distracted, you two sneaky ones, pointing at Shrewd and Delian, go down and scout it out and see what you can grab.
I mean, he looks really sad. Maybe if we just insult him a bit, he would just like cry
Start
a lot
crying.
and just walk away.
Or he could flex on us and we'd all be dead.
Oh, well, we don't want that.
Shouldn't think, make angry, crush like bug. No.
All right, so I think distraction's the way to go.
Good idea. Any suggestions on how to distract him? Actually, so they've got these nice sausages. I wonder just how hungry guard duty makes him. How much do you think it would cost to hire a cook to start a
Do you speak
spit
giant?
roast in the giant? Hold on, he said, looking at his character sheet.
I believe that's their language of choice. You might just be able to ask him to leave for a minute.
In fact, I do not speak the tongue of giants.
Well, that was worth a shot.
Well, the
Can I
longer
do-
we sit here putzing, the harder it gets.
I could probably do a knowledge local to see if there's like. Could I do a knowledge local to see if they have like, if they're super voracious, like if they're always hungry kind of thing, or is that too detailed?
Ogres are big and they're dumb and they like to eat. They're not dogs. You cannot distract them by throwing a sausage down an alleyway. You guys are all idiots, and I want you to feel really bad for thinking that would work.
So, but
No,
let's play with it.
I'm just holding back here.
My thought was we get a cook, a skilled one, and we have him set up an impromptu, basically cookout. And we make sure that the smoke wafts directly towards. So even if he doesn't leave his guard post, he is distracted by the aromas and the commotion.
That definitely sounds like taking too much time.
Now you're probably right. Still, let's put that one in the bag. We might use that one later.
Fair enough.
All right.
Fair enough.
Well-
I have another question for the GM.
Yeah, what's up?
Did Sharut notice any bakeries on the way over here?
You're in one of the busier cities in Braylon. Yes.
Any ones nearby?
Yes. Stop asking me if they're the ingredients of your lasagna are present, and just tell me what lasagna you're trying to craft.
Well, what I'm trying to say is, like, we might not be able to coax him with those sausages, but we could coax him with something that is infinitely more tasty. And Sharut, being very curious about the baked goods, I figured he would know and be able to go get one.
I
That
don't
would
think
be
that's-
more
it's-
appealing.
He wants to buy a sausage roll. Can he buy a sausage roll?
Basically, what I'm getting from this whole thing is that we cannot buy this dude off with just baked goods.
Yeah, that's
We
very
need to
okay.
we need to either persuade him or kill him. So I think one of us should go up persuading, or we just kill him.
Am I gonna? I'm gonna.
You might have to be the one.
I don't speak giant. I was
What are
told
the,
giant is important.
I mean, he speaks common because he
What are
talked
the
to me.
buildings behind this one. If they're not occupied, we could cause a commotion inside one of those buildings as a distraction.
No, everything around you is occupied.
Not super busy.
Yeah.
Jokes.
Like, again, you're in Star Alaska. It is one of the busiest cities on the continent.
Sharut could pulls out bomb, put someplace weird.
All right. Well, and on that note, I'm gonna go talk to him.
Yeah, I'll go with you. Attempting
Alright,
to
everyone.
help
Get in position
whatever
to
you're trying to do.
kill them out.
What are you trying to do?
I'm just gonna try to talk to him. Say, hey, if I give you a couple gold, why don't you just go walk on that way? Then depending
Buy
on
yourself a big lunch?
yeah,
Yeah.
like you look tired, you look sad. Let's make you not sad.
Okay. I'll follow your lead.
Well, I was gonna go talk to him. If you want to talk to him, I will back you up. It might be um hello. So yeah, I'll go talk to the ogre.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to assist him.
All right. You start walking up to the ogre. He's an ogre. He's a big, kind of like dad-bodied giant with a slightly elongated face. He's got a bit of armor on that mostly looks like this is just hides, and it looks like it probably wasn't cleaned especially well. And leaning against the wall, sort of behind him, is his club, which he doesn't grab as you start approaching, but he does sort of like move so that it's within easy reach.
Yeah. Hold up. There's no need to reach for the club. I'm not here of any malicious intent whatsoever. I've just, I've been around these parts for a bit, and it looks like you've worked really, really hard, and you're doing a good job. But what I want is for you to have a better day than it looks like you might be having right now. So why don't you take this 10 gold and just go buy yourself something nice, maybe a nice meal, maybe a whole herd of cattle to consume in one time. I don't know what you're into. But I want you to have the best day. Like I'm all about paying it forward, and I want you to have a good day because it looks like you might not be having a good one right now.
And he kind of, it's just this massive, like 8-foot person looking down at you. This is even more neck work than it usually is.
Yeah, I'm
to look at
straining.
someone. And it holds out this hand that is the size of your chest.
Probably the size of me. Feels like it.
And can you give me a diplomacy check?
Yeah, let me try to do that for you.
Can I assist him?
Yeah, you can assist him.
Ooh.
You are assisted. Add 2.
So it's
You get a plus 2.
Fantastic.
He holds out a hand and says, "Give to the gold."
Sure. And then I give him 10 gold.
And he takes it, and he has this bag on his belt that doesn't look like the kind of bag that you sort of like carefully organize.
Mm-hmm.
And he just kind of like fumbles with the string for a bit, and then he opens it and he drops the gold in and he starts tying it up again. And he says, "Germos cannot leave, but Germos thank you, little red halfling."
That's what I assumed would happen. Well,
You've done a good thing, Dillian.
And he sort of reaches out with that huge hand again and goes like, pat, pat. And you figure spine go, compress, compress.
So, okay, what's going to happen? I'll walk over to the rest of the group.
I follow along.
Well, how did it go?
Well, I just lost 10 gold, but I have a way around it. So if everybody could just follow me really quick, but just stay like, let's say, give me like a 4-second head start, something like that. That would be most appreciated. Let's just say, I don't know, we'll go 10. Just give me a bit of time. And here I go. So I'm going to go walk over to the ogre again and be like, hey, so I realize I just gave you 10 gold and I know you can't leave. So I'm going to do something. And this is, you don't have to leave. You can stay right there. Stay in that spot. You are doing exactly what you're intended to do. And then I drop darkness.
Okay.
We should go downstairs now.
Yeah.
He will definitely be surprised and will reach for the big club that he has behind him.
Okay. Do you think I would be able to get this off before he gets said club?
No, I mean you've dropped the darkness.
Cool.
So how big is this? How big is the sphere of your darkness?
Yeah, you come at me with these questions.
You expect me to know the baseline information about my own abilities?
God, what do you think I am, a player? Ugh. It is. I knew that was. It is 10 feet plus 5 feet per 2 caster levels. So it is 15 feet.
Okay. I'm gonna move Ringer up there with you guys too.
And Zeract would probably also be up there? Or
Well, that's
she
up to
staying?
Zeract. Ringer's player isn't here. So you said 10 feet or 15 feet?
Yeah, 15 feet.
Okay. Okay. That area is really, really dark. Is it the equivalent of deeper darkness or just darkness?
It is in darkness, bright light, including daylight, becomes dim light, imposing a 20% mischance. Normal light and dim light become absolute darkness.
Okay. Cool. So it is very, very dark in that area, which hopefully you can see. It looks like the opacity is being a little weird there.
But at least it's not red, so now we know we'll just say it's absolutely dark.
Okay.
Mhm.
So he says to you, and he goes, Germos does not know what you plan, little halfling. But Germos will give you to count of 5. And he holds up his hand, which has one finger missing, and he goes, 4, 3.
No, I'm okay.
So is the cellar locked?
Is the cellar locked? It does have a lock on the front door, yeah. But it's like a padlock. It has a clear padlock on it.
Okay.
Is that holding it closed?
Yeah.
Okay. This presents a problem.
How does this present a problem?
We want to go inside, and the door is being held closed.
Oh,
I don't see how
yeah,
this
yeah.
isn't
Yeah.
connected.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
All right, let me
totally.
teach you a few things about how we play the game, John Eric. When we want to go through doors, we have to make sure they're unlocked. It's kind of a base fundamental thing that we all go through from time to time.
I Kool-Aid Man my way into every room.
That's a bold choice and requires people whose level is much higher than ours.
Okay.
So-
I've seen his characters.
No, it
That's
doesn't.
not a lie. I think Carcharodon did exactly that, actually.
Yeah, Carcharodon, I was a Shadowrun character that I played that literally took an ability that said that he can have the hardness of all walls and doors for the purposes of slamming his body through them.
Yeah, so he did exactly that. He Kool-Aid Man his way into shit.
It was so good.
That's wonderful.
We had
What
a
sphere is
Kool-Aid Man
that? Just
And
asking
use
for
a
a
street
friend.
shark.
Mike, are you here now?
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah.
Hard to say with Mike,
who's to say?
Everybody on 3. Aw.
Oh.
Oh,
All right. So the people who are standing next to the cellar door are looking at it going, huh, what are you doing?
Can
Well, I guess I've got no choice but to take this hammer I've got and thunders blows that lock.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage for me. You can't really miss. You probably can, but it's a stable object, so I'm going to assume you
Don't you tempt me.
hit. Don't you
Be right
tempt me.
back. I need to-
Just had to tempt fate.
I cannot do it on my own. You'll have to test me.
have to toss Dandern into the lock to make sure he doesn't miss.
The Hiffling.
Wish granted.
This should be ignore the roll.
Ringer, can you counterpunch the lock, please?
Correct.
Did you say counterpunch the
It
lock?
hasn't been updated yet.
Yeah.
Hold on.
That lock came at him, man. You should have seen it.
Plus 2. So I do 14 damage to the lock.
All right. Well, that
Didn't add my strength. Oh my god. Okay, I have to set this up correctly. So it did 16 damage to the lock for me.
well, that will be enough to damage the lock. The door will kick open, and the door won't kick open, but you damage the lock off. There's this big clunk, and then you have hit off the lock. I will make sure that this scene is one where you guys see. And basically going to jump some of you down to the lower level as soon as you say that you're down in the lower level. So the stairs open. They are wooden stairs going down. There is no light visible at all, except for the very, very small amount of light that is, able to enter the city from. Able to enter it from you opening the cellar doors. It does have that sort of like that musty sense that you would get from any sort of cellar. It doesn't seem like it's especially like mistreated or anything like that. It hasn't. You are clearly not the first people in a long time to be entering down here. This looks like a normal sort of storage place. So, what are you doing?
I drop down if it's open.
Okay. Yeah. I will grab the Dandelion, and I will grab the other ones too. And
As soon as I hear that, like, the doors open, I'll run down to dropping 4 more gold.
Germos thanks you, little halfling, but this will not stop him.
and I will activate Dawson Basement.
I mean, who's to say the 10 gold that I dropped didn't buy me 4 seconds?
Okay. And so up top, you guys all hear an ogre's voice go, "We have intruder." And then you hear something starting to stomp its way down the steps.
Entire building.
So everybody that's down here, what you see is a basement. It's a cellar that has actually been finished, as in it has like stone on the walls and stone on the floor. There are barrels. There are sort of just these like stacks of food, but there's also stacks of other things. You see like small little pouches of stuff. You see crates. You see there's gems and canvas wraps and all kinds of things in here. So what would you all like to do?
Lumio wants to walk to here and drop a totem,
Okay.
which he's going to concentrate on. And it's going to be the new one, the Totem of Foresight.
Okay, and it's 55 feet, correct?
That is correct.
All right, I'm going to change the color of this one to something less very, very bright. There we go. Okay, and so real quick, we are actually going to enter into combat because you guys are in rounds now. So I'm going to try to add everybody to this. Give me just a second to add some people.
So while you're doing that, Zract is not actually down there.
No, I know that you're not.
Okay, perfect.
Your
Fantastic.
character isn't down there.
Yes, phenomenal. Zract is going to be posting up actually outside with the 3 bodyguards and is asking them to basically fake an argument with her, something that's keeping their voices low but animated, so that she can face the door and keep an eye on.
Where is this happening?
Exactly where she's standing right now and exactly where she was standing on the map previously.
So you're doing it up here?
Yeah.
Give me a
'Cause this is-
diplomacy check.
This is an open street, right?
Yeah. So as you say this, Forsidna says, "Providing an active distraction while your men rob someone is not within our contract." And Coralie says, "It's fine. It's fine. She has rewarded us and paid us well. Just we will do this and then talk about renegotiation if necessary."
Oh, I don't want you to. This is actually an excellent lead into our argument. I don't want you to feel like you're providing a distraction. The situation here is that I'm not moving myself into immediate harm, which is something that you've previously requested. And at this particular juncture, I'm just asking that we pantomime so that I can keep an eye on things. It makes us look distinct and separate from the group that is venturing further down and puts not any of us at risk.
So you see the big ogre walk out of a sphere of darkness and then sort of like look down the steps and say, he goes,
Germos is coming for you, little halfling.
and I am also going to add people that will be doing stuff upstairs but aren't actually on this map yet. All
Wait a
right.
second, the toilets are connected? We could have burrowed over here.
We could have burrowed the whole time.
Damn it!
Okay, so I get to start an encounter and then highlight. Actually, I will, having learned, I will highlight only. No, stop. Remove yourself.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
if you really want me to, I'll just leave. Don't have to be so rude.
Goddamn.
Just real rude.
Look, there we go.
After all that work you took to get me here.
Now you can add yourself and roll your initiative.
What was the reason for that?
Because
you could add all the NPCs at once.
yeah, so I could add and roll all the NPCs without rolling for you guys.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So top of the round. Let's see. We will begin combat, and then movement happens. Sharut, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Sharut will move here and ready in action to shoot anybody that comes within his range. So within his 30-foot range.
Okay.
And it'll be the I can ready a special attack action, right?
So special attacks are just standard actions. What you ready is a standard action.
Okay, I ready a standard action.
Yeah, you're just so you're just specifying the standard action that you ready. That's all it is.
Okay.
So, and what is the trigger for the standard action?
If they get into Sharut's 30-foot firing range. So essentially, like them coming down the stairs will do the trick.
Okay.
So once somebody gets right there.
Sounds good. Lumio, it's your turn.
All right. I'm going to maintain concentration on the my totem. I don't have anybody that I see at the moment, so I'm going to. I believe that's still in my range. I'm going to do the same ready standard action for when I see them coming down the stairs.
All right. And
can you remind me the totem is a +2 to damage?
no, it's a different totem.
Not the one I'm using.
Oh.
Yeah, the one I'm using allows you to attack 2 different targets at the same time and choose whichever role you do.
So if you have 2 guys that are standing adjacent to each other and you
Yeah.
make an attack, you can say, I make an attack, you roll against both of them, and then based on your roll, you can choose which one you go with.
Okay.
So, yeah. Andy, it might be helpful if you like put that in the chat box.
Yeah, grab that whole thing.
Cool. So you are also readying an action. What is your trigger?
When I see somebody clear the stairs, I will fire my blast.
Okay. Dandrin.
I rush up the stairs.
I charge. No. Before I move, clarification about this area
Yeah.
right here. So, how big is this like barricade thing? Or railing or...
It's not really a railing. It's not like a railing, like a handrail. Like that's just what's holding the steps.
Just the side of the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. In that case, you people with your ranged attacks, he can hit me before I could hit him. So, I guess I will begin. Since I don't see an obvious one on this map, I'm going to come over here and start looking for because we saw the stairs leading down inside the restaurant, so I know there's supposed to be more over like here, based on those stairs that were like over here or whatever. Or, sorry, I guess
You saw no stairs over here on the restaurant. The stairs that you saw over here led up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the only ones I saw.
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, since we did hear noises down here, I'll just start searching around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
The bridge is new. It wasn't here before.
Strange. Is there unusual stonework down here, or is it all wood still?
Unusual stonework would actually apply.
Okay.
Well, that's good.
Oh, Jesus.
Holy shit!
You are fairly certain that part of this entire wall moves on a pivot. Everything on it, from the shelf, from the table that's holding stuff in front of it to the shelf behind it, and
So that's a hinge?
Yeah, everything moves on that hinge.
Everyone, this is a fake wall. It pivots in. It's a doorway. A point.
So yeah, you're like probably there-ish when you're like, what the? Yeah, that's a fake wall.
Shoddy workmanship. You can see it clear as day.
And it's like practically invisible.
So yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Oh shit. I need to add these 3. 1 second. And probably need to add Zeract as well.
I threw the description in the in-game talk.
Got you.
Okay, Dendron. You do also know how to open the door if you would like to. It's just another move action. But you spend your whole turn.
Yeah,
finding.
I figured I had to move and search. So
Yeah. So, after that, we have him. Sharut, is that within your range increment?
No, I think it's just shy of.
That's just shy of it.
Man, that's real rough.
That's unfortunate.
That's still at a point where you can hit Delian. He's squeezing, but he'll go with it.
Clearly Delian's fault.
That was not what I meant to do, but I will add the squeezing bonus to it. Delian does that's a 20. Does that hit you?
It sure does.
All right. I typed 2d7. He does 12 points of damage to you.
Wow.
As
Okie dokie.
part of doing this 12 points of damage to you, you are also going to get the battered condition, and you have a -1 to your AC and reflex for 1 round. So battered condition and then AC and reflex both for 1 round. He has come through with a brutal strike from his club, and he goes and just sort of like jams through with the club in an awkward fashion because he can't do a big overhead swing, and just kind of like nails you in the chest.
Cool.
So that's his turn. Movement happens. Zarakt, if you would like to give me a perception check.
Absolutely. Let me go ahead and do that really fast.
Yeah, you definitely see this guy coming around the bend. But you just see the ogre. You don't see the hobgoblin that he was standing with up front. And all right, after that, Delian, it's your turn.
Running away.
Okay.
That hurt very much.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna try to run this way.
Okay. Do you have acrobatics or anything like that?
I sure do.
You probably want to roll that.
Okie dokie.
Oh, did you withdraw action? If you took the withdraw action, you actually don't provoke if you just run away.
Yeah.
As long as
So yeah. So you have choices here. If you withdraw, you don't provoke, but all you can do this round is just leave up to your speed, which is
that's what I want to do.
Okay. So you go 4 squares to the right, and
Yep.
Cool.
That's the same thing. I just didn't know that's what I needed to say. Yes.
Yeah. Like I thought you were trying to do something on top of that, which means that you had to like roll acrobatics and all this other. All right.
Okay.
I'm so glad you didn't do that.
So Bowing sort of pushes Corley a little bit and says, like, this is mostly your fault. You're the one that's always getting us into these sorts of situations. You always know that we should take the most difficult customer in the worst sorts of situations. And like, they're sort of still arguing, but they're actually just kind of shitting on you too.
Yeah.
And
maybe they've wanted to say this for a while.
Ringer.
Ringer's gonna do something less smart and just move in to hit him.
Okay. Do you have acrobatics?
I do, technically.
You want to roll that?
Sure did.
All right.
Is that plus anything?
No.
No.
Oh. Okay.
That's after armor check penalties.
Mm-hmm.
But you ain't wearing the armor.
Narmer.
Yes, I am.
Oh, he ain't
You
wearing
should put it
Narmer
on.
at all. Narmer.
Armor.
Oh, hey, he missed you.
Bowing sure did too.
I'm pretty charming, I get it.
So, what would you like to do?
Light tab. 1 second. Dealing with tension shit.
Man, does anyone else hear violins?
I'm gonna punch him.
I'm gonna run up to him. All right, yeah, it's starting up. I'm a counter punch. Oh, god damn it!
It is such a letdown every time.
I
He's
charge
gonna do
it.
something great.
I'm gonna charge a counter punch.
So I get a +2 to hit when I actually strike.
Only if
Thought
you're
about it.
only if you're still running and if you've been running. That'll hit.
That's good.
Ooh.
Okay. Is there a way to know I know that there's a way to know, like, you just know if somebody has DR when you hit them. You know whether or not your shit sank in. But is there a way to know if they have temp hit points? Because I don't think there is.
I don't think so.
Okay,
No, they just
all of your damage went through.
That was a totally normal thing to say after someone gets punched.
Yeah, it's press shift to run. Why are you prompting this?
Would you like to save and drink potions? Why? What's happening?
all this
No reason.
Also, Andy,
Why is there
please
a med
please
pack
roll
on
a
the wall?
D100 for me.
Will do.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, fantastic. Andy, please roll a D100 for me.
Oh no.
What'd you get on the second one? A 62.
Mm-hmm.
What you got is that allied creatures within close range of you, close range being 15 feet plus 5 feet per 2 caster levels, double their flanking bonus for 3 rounds.
Hell yeah.
In addition to your totem.
Magic.
And next is going to be Zeract. Zeract, you see an ogre sort of got a great club, or not a great club, just a large club on his shoulder, and is
It's
sort
a
of
passable
moving
club.
down quickly this way. It's a passable club. It's a club of mostly mediocre quality. I wouldn't call it great, but
It's not jumping, but there's a little bit of feet.
It's not dwarven make because it's made of dwarves. It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it calls
I would say
itself
we-
great, but really it's just mediocre.
Yeah. It's one of those like
It has-
I've always been a great uncle. I didn't need my nephew to have a kid, sort of thing. It's that level of great.
Gotcha.
So anyway, you see him coming up. The other one went down a little bit and looks very cramped. You can kind of see like his back, and he's all bent over. He's currently squeezing on the steps.
I love that that's the thing that Ringer punched. Like some cramped thing. I'm very uncomfortable. I am more uncomfortable.
No, like like squeezing gives actual penalties in this game. Like if you're in a space that's not big enough for you, it's bad. So anyway, Seract, what would you like to do?
Zeract is gonna frown and throw an arm out. Difficult client. I have paid well in advance for all of the danger that we've faced. I have consistently ensured that you have bonuses based on the troubles that we've encountered. And I've sought out your counsel. What more do you want from me?
And Corley will just sort of like hold her hands up and lower her head and kind of shake her head a little bit. And Forsidna says, "Seeking counsel and then ignoring it is not necessarily something that a wise person does. You are asking us for our opinion and then just doing what you wanted anyway. It would be better if you didn't ask. There's less insult in."
A couple of halflings are walking by. Oh,
You need some salve for that one. Are you doing anything else, Direct?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Hold on. I feel so. Sharut, your before we get to the end of the round, your action very specifically was when they get within the first range, and he didn't because he didn't need to get within the first range to hit Delian. Lumio,
Correct.
yours was just when you can see him.
Mhm.
Correct? Okay, so
Yeah.
you can see him at this point. So before we get to the next round, would you like to do whatever it was you were going to do?
yeah. I will roll a touch attack and see if it touches him.
This is going to be pretty easy, even for your shitty touch attack. Go ahead and
I've
roll it.
fucked things up before.
Because I'm going to say that this happens before Ringer is there to give him the in melee bonus.
Business.
I believe that's correct.
Hey.
What
That's
do
the
you,
best I've ever
really
done.
good.
what do you
Yeah.
know? You hit his touch of currently 4.
Hey, I could almost do that regularly.
Almost. You could actually still miss him, which makes me laugh.
What makes me laugh is
so-
that a base tile has an AC of 5.
Yeah. Okay, so it's normally an 8, but he's squeezing, so it goes down.
You can
Lumio,
actually hit the.
yes, he will
3
take-
damage.
He will take those 3 damages, sir. As soon as
The
I
damage
remember,
definitely hits.
he floats 3 more feet into the air.
I love the fact that he's floating into what essentially he's compressed in. He's just like hydraulic pressing himself into a wall.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on. There's actually so apparently if I use a monster straight from the bestiary, they just have the hit point things below them.
Oh.
Interesting.
Nice.
What do you want? Do you want the glitch that makes us all happy, or do you want the proper thing?
The proper thing.
I mean, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
We've talked about John Eric and his interest in your happiness.
Movement happens. I
No,
don't
I-
want you to be happy. I want you to be satisfied. That's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to know what I'm satisfied with? This
Here.
giant hydraulic pressing himself into a wall. That's very satisfying to me.
I can't get no.
Corley and kind of like looks at Forsidna and says, "That was a little harsh. I think the act has not been all that bad. She doesn't listen, but she seems an independent sort. Maybe she's learning." And she says it like she might be hopeful, and then Forsidna says, "Probably not. But she seems young. There's still time." And this is all being said by women who are like 22, 19, and I think Bowen's like 16. So like,
Jesus.
and movement happens, and then Sharut, it's your turn. Sorry,
okay,
your
sure.
trigger didn't happen.
Yeah, it happens. Shrewd's gonna take a 5-foot
No, it
step over
doesn't.
here.
It didn't though.
And then, you're right, it didn't. He is going to use his move action to apply a special poison to the same crossbow. What?
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
So he's going to use his move action to apply a special poison to the same crossbow bolt as a flashbang. And he's going to take 2 shots. He's going to take 1 shot at the big dumb dude, and then 1 shot at Dillion with a salve bolt. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to have to roll the poison separate, but it's just going to be another fortitude save
Okay.
on top of that.
Which of these attacks is going towards the ogre?
Both the flashbang and the special poison. So he's going to get both effects on the same bolt.
Okay.
And then Dillion is, if I hit him, he's going to get a dose of that good heal stuff.
Okay, so the second attack will be going to Dillion.
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
So go ahead and roll it.
That's at a -1 because he's now in 30-foot range. Wait, yeah, my math's right. Yeah.
A 14 will hit him.
Okay. Can you make me 2 fortitude saves, both of which are DC 15?
I mean, maybe, probably.
Remember, he's squeezing.
Yes.
He passes both.
Yeah, man, he's a giant.
I figured. But he takes 9 points of damage, and then we will try and hit Dillion's touch AC.
Will saves, man. Will saves, maybe reflex saves.
Does a 23 hit your touch AC? Okay,
yeah,
ignore the
yeah.
damage. 1d8.
No,
I was going to. I'm assuming
Don't
you're not just killing me as
Don't
much as John
ignore
Eric
the
wants to.
damage.
You ignore the damage here.
Yeah, no, I'm disregarding GM right now.
Damn it! Every time.
So Sharut just
Slash
starts
roll.
spouting mathematical gibberish, and I'm gonna
Shoot
take
you with
that
a bolt.
damage.
Let's see if I can get it right in the second try. Here we go. Oh, okay. You heal. You heal 5 points of damage.
All right. That's your turn.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Sounds good. Next up after Sharut is going to be Lumio. Lumio, it's your turn.
I'm going to maintain concentration on my thingy, and I can see the guy still, so let me try attacking him again.
Okay. His AC goes slightly up because now he's in melee, and I don't believe you have precise shot. But that's fine. It's still very doable. You hit.
Yay! Yay! That's it.
Okay.
Maintaining.
All right.
Maintains all.
You see him kind of like, he doesn't really seem like he's doing great. He's just like,
Oh, I'll kill you, halfling and halfling friends.
You could leave.
Dandarin, what would you like to do?
Preparing myself, assuming that there's going to be at least one guard on the other side, I will open the door and get ready to either bash or free.
Okay. So go ahead. The door opens. I don't have a thing for the door to be open, but just imagine that it's open now. Like this presses. this presses all the way up against this, and now all of these are
It
open.
follows this line.
And I will put people so that you know what and who you're seeing. What you see is a fairly grisly-looking scene. This seems like it's less of a storage room and more of kind of a mixture of somewhere in between kind of a surgical theater or an abattoir. A little bit hard to tell because there is a lot of interesting smells coming from this room. A lot of chemicals mixed with a lot of smell of like that copper scent of blood. You have a sight of a man who is lying on a table, and he is strapped to the table, and there is an orc, like full-blooded, green skin, big tusks orc with a pair of goggles on, and looks to be bent over the man. And when you slide open the door, the guy has a strip of flesh in a pair of forceps in his right hand, and he's got a small scalpel in his left hand. And the gagged man who's stretched on the table, you can just kind of hear him sort of softly like, and you see all along this wall there are a number of oddly discolored sort of pieces of leather, pieces of skin, and they kind of match the same kind of weird, odd coloration of the man of the piece of flesh that's in the forceps of the doctor. I need for you to give me a will save, please.
Oh no. Gross.
Okay. So you are sickened by it is a magically induced sickening.
Oh, it's magic? That's 26 then.
Oh wait, you rolled a 20, didn't you?
I rolled a natural 20, so
Okay.
I succeed.
Okay.
Also, it's 26.
Gotcha. So you are magically sickened by this effect, but you know that your sort of like dwarven constitution is protecting you from the worst of it. As
Sickened
soon
on the
as
success.
yeah, you're sickened on the success. As soon as you push the door open, you see the guy that's operating on the downed man just sort of like drop the forceps and the scalpel, and he goes back and he goes, "Oh God,
Krengauer, I done told you not bring any light in here."
And you can see that like there's that little bit of light that's making it down into the basement from the open doorway, and otherwise there was no light in here. There's no torches burning, there's no magical light, there's nothing. And so this guy basically like drops his tools and takes a step back and is just kind of covering his eyes for a minute, going,
Ah, damn. Oh, stupid ogre don't know nothing about good science. Ugh.
So that's your move action when that happens. You are sickened, but you are otherwise okay.
Okay. Well, I guess since this guy doesn't like light, I guess I light my lantern.
Okay. Okay. So you light your lantern. There's actually a way for me to do that. I forget what
You've got a standard action left there. What you gonna do with him? Oh, can I spite him? Is spiting him a standard action or a move action? Because I really want to like if I can cause him extra like existential pain in his life, that's really what I'm shooting for here. That's
I mean, are you spiting him with words or are you spiting him with an action? A little bit of both.
yeah. A little bit of
Fight them with existence.
little bit of me. There we go. That's exactly what it looks like to him.
That's
The sun.
That's so much light. Maybe
I have become
maybe
the Day Star. Fear me.
I am the Daystar. maybe take that down like
I
a little
am
bit.
Or in the bright.
All right, there you go. You have a little bit of lantern, but you are not the sun.
I did not cast daylight on me.
Okay, so you light a lantern. The you feel lighting the lantern and then looking into the room with it, like, and you can see a little bit more of the sort of grisly things on the wall. It is bad, and it makes you feel sick. And it's not the scene that's doing it. The scene is grisly in its own accord. There's something else there, and it is twisting your stomach in knots to the point where it's almost causing pain. Next, this dude is going to withdraw, because he ain't got no hit points. He will use his action to withdraw. So he will go. And,
I don't like this game anymore. Mm-hmm.
And
darkness here. Cry about it.
So yeah, you guys see him just go like, I won't play no more, and he walks up. Zorak, you see him stand there, and he's got like arrows in him, and it looks like he's got the beginnings of a black eye, where a little human with a mustache jumped up and just punched him. Well, actually didn't jump up. He was sort of ducking, and he lifts his hands up and sort of cradles them to his mouth, and he goes,
Gringour, they're in the basement.
And that's his turn. Next, other ogre is going to double move, so he's going to get to there. Delian, it's your turn.
So, big bad ogre left.
Yeah, he left. He walked away.
Good.
Floated away, 30 feet in the air the whole time.
No, that's very impressive. The movie Up truly will have a sequel. I'll just start like moving in, trying to deal with this whole thing.
Sounds great. When you get to there, can you give me a will save?
Yep, I'm gonna try. Let me see. Goodness for that.
So you, Delian, are nauseated.
Yep, sure am.
So basically, what you see is, well, first of all, I'll give you this so that you know what's what.
Thanks.
As you walk in and you, with the light of Dandarin's lantern, you get a good look at everything here. There's a point when your eyes are like sort of drawn to those odd strips of leather that are hanging on the wall, and then they're drawn to Yelphis tied to the table, and your stomach twists in knots to the point where like you legitimately feel not sick but in pain. It is hurting you from the inside to sort of look at what you're seeing.
Oh yeah.
So so that you know, if you are nauseated, you basically can't do anything other than a single move action this turn, and the single move action is what you already took.
Yep.
So
it's gonna be a lot of oh my god. That's gonna all it's gonna.
Okay. Yeah. And after that is Bowin, and Bowin looks to you, Zarak, and says, "They say the same thing about me all the time." And she points to Corley, and she says, especially her, anytime I do something they don't like, you don't listen to us. Anytime I do something that they like, you should do it better. They're just perfectionists because that's all they know. And to Ringer, what would you like to do?
I'm just gonna go like right there.
Okay, sounds good.
You guys want me to guard the door? You want me to help you with the room?
Suggest guard door.
All right,
Watch out,
I'll.
the room can make you sick.
What?
Some kind of magic.
Oh, okay, I'll guard the door.
That was a tiny little projectile vomit. That's what that grunt was.
Well, I'm only sickened. It's
Yeah.
It's no
No,
more
no.
there.
You've mastered it, so it was
Yeah, no,
only a little.
He's got like a dribble coming down his chin.
Yeah, just a drib.
All right. So you're just gonna hang out there?
Yep.
All right. After that is going to be Zarak.
You say that I'm not listening, and yet this is exactly the kind of situation that I'm talking about here. And besides this, did you expect that this was going to be a trip that didn't result in some kind of us getting into trouble or situations where we might have to draw blades? That's the whole point of this. I realize that I'm throwing myself into situations that you might find unwise at times, but what other course of action is there?
Okay. I'll get to their actions on their turn. Next, there's movement. And this movement results in a door being opened. And you see a hobgoblin come out. This hobgoblin looks like they were probably the person who was at the front door. They come out. They are in Zarak. You can see them. They're in a chain shirt, and they have a longsword in one hand and a shield in the other. And they look to the ogre, and he points down there, and he goes. The hobgoblin says, "Where are they? What have you done?" And the ogre kind of looks sheepish and says,
Germos was tricked by vicious halfling.
And the hobgoblin says, "Go upstairs and wait for her. Tell Kringauer on his way down." And the ogre kind of nods like,
"Oh, okay."
And Corley doesn't really comment, but Forsidna says, "Typically when we are hired to bodyguard someone, we are hired to bodyguard them for travel, for events, not because they are going to go around and throw themselves against things. And usually, they don't willingly leave our side when things get dangerous. That is what you have been. Last night is not something that should happen in a proper contract. And if there were people hunting me the way there are people hunting you, I don't think I would get in a wagon with strangers. Especially not strangers known to sell information." Next will be movement. And this happens. Two hobgoblins come out, and they're able to move to about there. Sharuk, your turn. What would you like to do?
I mean, protect the choke point. Shift back that same 5 feet, and apply a poison onto a bolt, and then ready a standard action. Once they get in with range, we'll fire.
Okay. Sounds good. Lumio, what would you like to do?
Well, first, I would like to hope that there is another way out of here, but I know there isn't, so I'm not going to worry about that at the moment. Are we securing the person behind us? I missed if that was happening. I just heard about some sickness happening.
At this point, Dandarin and Delian just sound like they're in a lot of pain.
Oh, okay. Well, I keep concentrating on my thing.
Okay.
And ready another thing to go off when I see somebody.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Dandarin, it's your turn.
Well, since I am not nauseated, I'm gonna go in.
Pause. Can you give me a will save, please?
Another one.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Oh.
every round.
Yep.
That's
What
rough.
kind of spheres suck?
That's
Like,
fucking rough.
spheres just suck.
Now you know what he's been feeling every time we've had a turn.
Against you, maybe.
I haven't had a turn yet. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. You're fine. You're sickened, but you're fine. Like you can still move and take your actions.
You know, wait, the
There's-
best way to
I can't
offset
get
that negative
to
2
the
attack.
wall. I can't move. This is a wall.
Sorry. I forgot. I was trying to like make it so that you guys couldn't see into the second room, and I did it really, really last minute. So
Alright.
I'll remove those.
I can't really tell the source of the magic, right?
You don't have any like spellcraft or anything like that, do you?
No, I'd have to examine it. That's the only way I can detect magic is if I'm actually examining it. for my
Okay,
blacksmith.
then no.
Okay. In that case, safety first. I charge the man while blinding him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Right.
Roll not like Eric.
You ask too much of him.
I know.
So you are sickened, so you're at a -2, but you're charging, so you're at a +2.
Yeah, so it's just a normal attack. Is he like dazzled because of the light? Does it appear? He seems sensitive. Are you taking care of that on your end? Or
He
do I
was so when there was barely any light at all in the room, like there was the faintest hint of sunlight that can make it from the open cellar door into this room. When there was barely anything, he turned away like, "Ow, what the hell?" So he hasn't really. Oh shit! I also didn't add him to the. He seems like he was blinded before you lit the lantern.
That sounds like
Okay.
he's footed.
And other things if he's blind. So yeah. Does he have the actual blinded condition? Because there's penalties and bonuses associated.
No,
with
he
that.
doesn't. He doesn't have the blinded condition.
Okay.
But at the moment, with him being sort of like seated and sickened, that will actually hit.
Okay.
So that's
So yeah, I do 6. Oh, but technically I hit 12 because he's an orc. I forgot.
Oh, do you get +1 versus orcs?
And goblins, yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. So you charge the doctor and you swing, and he goes, "Ah, damn!" And he's still kind of protecting his eyes and goes, "What in the hell, fuck? I just Gringow, back up, man." Next is going to be Dawson Ogun, and the ogre will go inside, likely to be shouted at. The other ogre is going to charge downstairs. When he's here, you guys can both hit him, but he's going to end his move in here.
Okay.
Hey, I can hit him too.
Yep. Sharut, you will hit.
Okay, that was the first one, then the second one. And I'm gonna need him to make me 2 fortitude saves.
What's the first one?
They're both DC 50.
No, but I need to know what the first save is for.
Oh, the first save is for the flashbang. Okay, he fails the second one. So he is fatigued for 3 rounds. Let me double check that.
It's pronounced fatigue. Get it right.
It isn't.
You know what, Andy?
Mm-hmm.
Bleeded.
Yeah, it looks like for 3 rounds.
Okay. So he's fatigued for 3 rounds, and Andy, go ahead and make your attack.
He is not
when you
squeezing.
shoot at him, that will hit him because when
Oh,
you shoot
sweet.
when you shoot at him, he's still squeezing.
Oh, nice. Okay. Then 8 damage to him.
Sounds good. Next will be Delian. Delian, can you give me a will save?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do that. That's right. Sure did.
You are nauseated. You have a single move action. What would you like to do?
Basically turn away from it. Let me see. What would he do? Yeah, I'm gonna move here.
Okay.
Just try to not be nauseated.
Sounds good. Yeah, like you look over and there's still that like and it's getting worse. Like the pain is becoming violent to the point where that sort of like the muscles of your abdomen are just kind of like moving and like burbling around.
Yeah,
And
I understand. That.
you just kind of like run back because this probably doesn't get better with you continuing to look at his mark.
Mm-hmm.
And bowing, won't say anything. Just kind of like nods with what Forsidna said. Ringer, it's your turn.
Friend, it seems like you've made a mistake. 5-foot step. I ready counterpunch.
There's actually a small edit. He's actually fatigued for a minute.
Okay.
If he has a reach, I provoke.
No, if you 5-foot step, you do.
No, you 5-foot stepped, so you didn't provoke.
Oh, that's right. Fine.
And the provocation would have happened before the reading anyway.
Yep.
I know your tricks.
Good.
Next.
What have I just...
Dendron.
Yes.
He is going to try to withdraw from you. He just
Okay.
he moves back, holding up his arms, going like once he sees you, and he goes, "Hey, dwarf, man, I don't even know why you're here, or I don't know what's going on, why you're here, what you're doing. I ain't
Turn off the
even
sickening
getting
effect, or I'm gonna
involved
make you
in a
unconscious."
damn fight with any one from the more holds, because there's always like 18 of you little creatures that come crawling up out the dark. I ain't doing it." And
Turn
he's
off
just
the sickening effect, or I'm gonna make you unconscious.
so he basically like backs up, holding his hands up. And so what'd you say?
Turn off the sickening effect, or I'm gonna make you unconscious.
Ain't me, man. That you're the idiot that don't know what's going on. Fucking bring a lantern in, dark room. Fucking stupid dwarf always run in, light everything on fire, blame everyone else. Oh man, I got a beard. I know what's going on. We all got beards.
I take offense at that accurate statement.
May or may not have used that exact line to describe a number of people in this party.
Next, Zeract.
I think that's hardly fair, given that the individual inside the wagon to speak of was obviously a criminal and very likely. That doesn't sound quite as good when I say it that way. Regardless, what did you expect was going to happen? It's one of those situations where you either get in or something terrible happens, or you waste all the time and effort that you've spent seeding rumors around the city. One of those things was going to happen. I tried to ensure that you got a ride, and that didn't work out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next,
Gobbo.
Gabo will be able to move all the way down to here. And Gabo uses active defense. So the Hobgoblin now has active defense going with the shield.
He menaces with his mutton chops.
Yes. He muttons menacingly.
Yes.
Look at those chops.
We all
He
know
menaces
where it's at.
muttoningly.
I'd rather not.
Next.
Well,
So, Coralie will say, I think honestly, Zeract is not a terrible... She's not a terrible customer. She is a basic adventurer who should not be hiring bodyguards because adventurers don't listen. And they never will. She should just be joining some sort of guild like Clifftop or one of the other ones. So rather than being angry at her, you should be pushing her towards finding a better way to use her resources than hiring people who do not respect her choices. And Fortuna will kind of like nod at that, like that's likely true. I imagine that her and her friends will be getting into far too much trouble for anyone from House Beneath to keep them from it for too long.
Well, and then it comes time for more gobbles. Gobble, gobble, gobble.
That's the sound that gobos make as they move into the room. Gobble, gobble.
well, yeah.
It is.
What else would they say?
Neither of them can actually attack you, Mike, because you are 2 squares too far away. But they will be able to sort of run down. You all see the bartender, the barback, and the guy who was guarding the front door with this ogre who was guarding the front door.
Sausage friends, what are you doing down here?
And they come down and they ready their shields, and that's them. Sharut, it's your turn. What would you like to do? Because it's your turn for you to do things.
That's a great question.
Take a turn, Sharut. It's all you. We're waiting on you, Sharut.
That is a phenomenal question. Hang on, checking some things here. No, they're gonna move further in, and Mike's in the blast radius. Don't like that.
Don't worry
I'll
about that.
just-
I mean,
Just do it.
I do.
I should take this moment to remind you that you are inside of one of my
Yeah. That was my other thought process. Is that I'm also inside of a basement, so probably
That is
not
the
the
wrong
best
thing
idea.
that I was not talking about.
Oh, what were you talking about?
That thing I put in the chat for you to read.
The aura.
Oh yeah, that.
You are attacking 2 people.
Yeah.
You are rolling against both of them, and then taking whatever one you choose.
Should probably just
So if you crit
put it
on
in
one
here.
of them,
Yeah. But I was looking at my my grenade. I was
Hmm.
considering it. Okay, move action, apply special poison. My 2 targets will be I guess the big dude and that small dude right there.
Okay.
So first 2 will be on the big dude.
So you have to do this by the attack.
Yes, it's a special attack action that's treated like 2.
I know, but you're doing this by the attack. So by each attack, you're targeting him and the hobgoblin. And then for the
Yes.
next attack, you are targeting him and the hobgoblin.
Oh, sorry. Him, hobgoblin, and it'll be flashbang special.
Roll your first attack twice, and then roll your second attack twice.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry, I told that to the wrong person. That's clearly on me.
Like I understood it. It's just confused, like how John Eric wanted me to do it. Okay.
You miss both of them.
I still do this one. Hang on. Do either of those hit?
You miss both of them again.
Oh, that's unfortunate. All right. That is my turn.
Okay. Sounds good. Lumio, it's your turn.
All right. I'm going to attack twice. I'm going to choose the big guy and this dude.
Okay.
because that seems like the right idea.
Yeah.
Actually, I rescind that. These two are coming towards me. Why wouldn't I go for them?
That's a good question.
So let me just roll this twice. I'm going to take the first one.
You'll hit that one.
That one. Yeah. And then, boom.
All right.
There you go.
Actually, can you crit? Because you rolled a natural 20 on that.
Yeah,
first one.
yeah. That's actually that's a good point. Can you roll a d20 plus 1 again?
Oops, that is not a thing.
You actually do crit.
Damn.
Roll an additional 2d6.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Nice.
Yeah.
He floats 13 feet in the air.
Yeah. Take that.
He's out of my reach.
Wonderful.
I think through movie magic, you might still be able to attack him.
All right. So yeah, you this wasn't using a spell point, right? Because you just rolled the 2d6.
That is correct.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, you just like start gathering the energy for your bolt, and you feel that like weird docent that you have in the middle of your chest pulse a little bit, and then the bolt comes out a little bit better than before, and just nice good hit. And even though you had the shield up, you sort of just hit him right in the middle of the shield, and it didn't really seem to protect him from it at all. Also, so that you know, I believe that you have one where if they're wearing metal armor, you get a +3 to hit.
I do have that one.
I don't know if that one requires a spell point to use, but they have metal armor.
Ooh, well then. As a move action, I'm gonna spend a spell point and another spell point and drop. I think I need to do 2 for this, but I'm gonna drop the second totem.
Okay.
And make it one that I don't have to concentrate on.
Okay.
Which is the one that gives us +2 to our damage rolls.
Sounds good. I will. Well, you're in the same spot, so it's just anybody in either one of those spots.
Mm-hmm.
So you're dropping the totem of foresight, or the totem of foresight is just already.
I'm
doing its
maintaining the totem of foresight. That one's going to continue, but the totem of I think it's just the totem of damage. Totem of war. The circumstance bonus is the one that I'm not concentrating on because I spent a spell point.
Sounds good. Can you roll me a 1d100, please?
I sure can.
All right. No wild magic this time.
Boo.
This time.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. That's your turn. Dandarin, it's your turn.
I make the save.
Jesus.
I'm feeling unnaturally lucky tonight.
You are sickened, but you are not nauseated. What are you doing?
What you said.
Yeah, I charge the man, and I tell him, like, tell me what I want to know, or you're gonna suffer.
Man, I don't know what you want to know.
How do I turn off this magic?
Put out your damn light.
Go ahead and swing.
Yeah. Okay. Still sickened, so.
There's the Dandarin we know and love.
Mm-hmm.
But John Eric.
Yeah, what's up?
What if? Hold on a second.
Uh-huh.
What if I rolled again?
You spend a hero point to reroll?
I'd like to spend a hero point to reroll, yes.
All right, go ahead and reroll.
Holy
Jesus. Wow.
Now that,
in a big way.
and I hope you understand this, is American.
And I forgot to add it in, but it's a 26, but still. Because he's an orc.
Yeah, you run forward, you just slam into him with the hammer, and he goes, like, he shouts in pain and goes,
Man, you're the one doing this, because we can see it.
You're the ones who set it up.
all right, next, I'm gonna remove Sad Ogre. He's just
He's gonna go have him a cry.
he's gonna go upstairs and rethink some things about halflings and probably start a spree of crimes once you guys leave the city. But this ogre is going to
find you, halfling.
try to hit Ringer.
I need to.
Ringer, did you counterpunch?
I did.
All right, go ahead.
God damn it.
Hefling.
Go ahead and try to hit my halfling.
So dense.
I have tricked
Oh my.
you. This halfling is shaped
on.
like ogre.
We're in the middle of an aura.
Yeah, 2 actually.
Uh-huh.
I Got a
Damn
worse
it.
face.
Never mind.
Your counterpunch failed twice. He's like you.
Okay.
Oh,
What if you rolled again?
Then we run out of hero points, Eric. Stop it.
Yeah, what I want you guys to do is make sure that you go into any fight with hero points, making
Use
sure
them
that
all.
you spend all of them by the end of that fight.
so we're gonna level up after every fight? That sounds fucking phenomenal.
Uh,
That's exactly what that means.
no, it also means that you need to earn hero points, like heroes. Well, Ringer, he's going to, so he uses the Berserker Sphere, and then he's going to hit you with the old Brutal Strike.
Oh god, it's so brutal.
It's so brutal.
Oh my god.
He is fatigued.
It's
That
pronounced
changes.
fatigued, Noah.
It isn't.
I've told you
Uh,
this twice already.
That's not how it's
Ringer,
pronounced.
does an 8 hit you?
Hey, it sure doesn't. Make a fort save.
Would you like it? Would you like it to hit you? You can't re-fatigue him. He's already fatigued.
No, but I can move it up to exhaustion.
Does that work?
Oh
It sure
shit!
does.
Yeah, it stacks.
Okay, no, wait. Like, does it say that it like it's explicitly doesn't?
It
Or
explicitly says this.
Oh fuck! All right.
It's under the spheres. It's
Nice.
Well, let me just roll this little burger. Huh? Does that save?
Yeah, makes it.
Well, good. He can soak up more hits and be fucking useless. Next, Delian.
My boy.
Am I sickened?
Not at the
still?
moment.
Nauseated?
You are neither sickened nor nauseated.
Okay. Well, that's bad news. Holy sh! There's a lot. And then I will let's see what I think I would do. I think what I would do is try to pull a dirty trick on the nearest hobgoblin here. It's VX, right? Yeah, this guy right here.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember how to do it. I wrote this.
So dirty trick has a melee range. If you want to do a dirty
Yeah, that's what I
trick, you have
thought.
to get into melee with him.
Then I'll just use the hook and pulley and try to trip the.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to trip a full.
Okay.
This is the hook and pulley, not the hook shot, correct?
Yeah, hook and pulley.
All right.
I don't want to start flying towards it.
Look, live your best life, man.
And then.
Are you sure? Because I mean, the exit's right over here.
And it's plus C and B, right?
Yes.
So
That's what I thought.
yeah, you roll a d20 plus your CMB. Yeah, he falls.
He did that.
You tripped him.
Everybody just seems so flabbergasted.
Bonk.
I'm insulted.
You pull this thing out and you go ha ha ha, and just kind of launch it past him, and he looks at it, and then like the thing that you launched past him just wraps around his leg and then yanks itself back to you, and he goes down. And I'm sure the people down here are really impressed. Like
It feels good for me.
yeah. Did you have anything else that you wanted to do?
Yeah, you can still move.
Yeah,
yeah.
you can.
Then I'll probably.
Okay, so
I
you're going
realize
to.
now I could have done a dirty trick. Whatever.
Well, so you tripped him and then you moved into melee. So now when he stands up, you get an attack of opportunity.
Yeah. So I
So-
guess there's that. That's nice.
Okay, and I will put a little.
He doesn't believe that you're gonna take it. You get it.
I believe that he'll take it. I don't believe that he'll hit.
Oh, you'll
That hurts.
Eberron.
I'm gonna spend a hero point to prove you wrong.
Good. Yeah. Bowing won't talk. Ringer, it's your turn.
Ringer would 5-foot step and ready a counter punch.
He's getting away. Punch him.
He's getting away. Hit him.
He is targeting this person with the triggers of being attacked, of course, and movement.
Okay. Sounds good. So, Dandarin, the doctor is going to take a 5-foot step back. Do you have anything that triggers when someone else takes a 5-foot step?
No, I'm not designed to be that guy.
Okay. He takes a 5-foot step and then he drinks a potion.
Thens 13 feet.
A potion of sinking. Ah.
I've heard
That's
of
right.
these.
Come back down here so I can hit you.
Get over here. So yeah, he does that. And that's his turn basically. Zeract, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna continue to banter and start slowly moving over this way.
Okay.
Zarecta, she kind of like nods her head over in motion and says, "You may not be entirely wrong. Initially, the contract was intended to be just travel between the cities, but obviously it's clear we found ourselves in more danger than expected. Revisiting the contract and perhaps retouching base with one of your local houses does seem like perhaps the best course of action here, but I also, we are finding ourselves in difficulties. Is that your best course of? Is that what your suggestion then? And is that the best course of action we have?
And I believe you're one of the last people, so they'll get to you in just a second.
Yep.
Delian, go ahead and make an attack of opportunity.
All right. Let's fucking do.
So the bartender starts to stand, and as you swing down with your kukri, she just kind of like bats it aside with her shield.
Oh, she has a shield. Oh, well, it makes sense.
And then she looks down at you and goes, "Of course, a gnome.
That's just her fault. Hobgoblin.
No halflings in sight. Stupid ogre." And then she takes a swing at you.
Okay.
That's our precious halfling.
And will miss. And as a free action, she will active defense. So Coralie will move over to here and say, "I think that what Zarak is proposing could work. The two of you could take her to whatever chapter house we have set up here tomorrow when I go shopping and deliver my armor to Dandoron. Does that work for you?" And Forsidna will walk over and say, "Yes, I believe that should work. Clearly the contract has changed a little bit with the added difficulty and the increased stay. We were assuming that we were dropping something off and then immediately heading back. Not that you would be taking time and days to study at libraries." Hobgoblins. So the first hobgoblin will active defense, and then he will swing at you, Ringer.
Right, which one?
This one.
Oh, well.
Counter punch.
Man, I really thought active defense would be more useful than it is, but I need you to roll lower.
All right, I'll try.
Dope. Go ahead and do damage.
I'm in doubt.
Well, that is enough that he goes down.
Oh no.
And after the barback's turn will be the other one's turn, and he will take a swing at you. He will potentially crit. Does a 14 hit you?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. He will cut you for 6 damages. And he will then active defense, and that will be his turn. Sharut, it's your turn.
Oh boy. All right. I'm gonna take my shots first. Bugger all. I don't know if I want to move or not. I will. Yeah, a move action. I'll apply special poison, and I will shoot at this guy and this guy. So first round of shots, both are a miss. Second round of shots. Wow, I would like to not roll terribly. Well, that's nope.
And
a
now the curse is passed to you.
You gave me the blitz.
Yeah, man, that was nope.
That was real bad.
That was real
Hold on,
bad.
nope.
I helped the most I could.
Yeah,
It's all good, man.
I'm doing everything that I can.
Sometimes you're on, sometimes you're off. That's his turn.
Sounds good. Lumio, it's your turn.
Oh boy. So since this one's down, I'm gonna try to hit these two.
They are not adjacent.
I'm doing a ranged attack.
It's just two. It's just 2 possible target enemies. I thought they had to be adjacent. Okay, so if
for ranged people, it's pretty dope.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay. And I will put this as. Oh, come on now. This is 1, and this will be.
Sounds good. Go ahead and roll on the first one.
There we go. Well, I'll go with the second one.
You will hit the one next to Delian.
Yay! That's what I was hoping on. That. 4 damage to him.
He will very slightly ascend.
Oh wait, sorry. 6 damage. Because of my totem. I forgot about that.
I thought the totem was the warfare one was manufactured weapon.
Why are there? Yeah, it is all weapons damage. Right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Simpler.
And there was no spell points spent on that, right? So no wild magic.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Correct. Thank you
Okay.
for remembering.
Yeah, just like I wanna make sure that I'm like asking about it because you know, if we built it, that sometimes bad shit happens. So, alrighty. Hold on. Oh, this just says whenever you cast a spell or use a sphere ability.
Oh,
It's not when you use a spell point.
well, I've definitely been using sphere abilities.
So go ahead and roll 1d100 for me, please.
That's low.
Yeah, it's not low enough.
All right then.
Baseline is 10, unless you use feats or other abilities to crank it up a little bit.
Okay.
So,
Will do.
okay, and that was your turn. After that is going to be Dandarin.
Oh, I'm nauseated.
Yeah, it like you just feel your stomach start twisting up inside of you, and it's like incredibly painful. This is not just being sick. This is like something is legitimately twisting your guts in the room. And you still have a move action. What move action would you like to take? Okay.
I meander over to here.
Okay. If an incredible amount of pain can get slightly worse, it does.
Oh, it's something over here then. Good to know. So, I can't do anything else, right? I couldn't even just observe
No.
anything obvious. Okay.
All right, and this guy is gonna take a 5-foot step to here. He will use Berserk, and he will use a Brutal Strike. Sharut, does a 22 hit you?
Oh yeah, that hits.
Ooh. 9 points of damage, sir.
Alrighty.
You are battered, and you take a -1 to AC and Reflex.
Did you subtract from fatigued?
That would make that. Sorry, that would make that a 19. Does a 19 hit you?
Well, the 19 still hits, but that also applies to damage, yeah.
It does. Sorry. That will actually drop to, because he's hand and a halving it. It'll drop to 7.
Okay, cool. 7, and I am battered, which is a condition. Okay.
Alrighty. And after that is going to be Delian. It's your turn.
All right, I'm gonna try to dirty trick.
Okay.
Is there anything around me that I could use to just sort of like smash into their face?
There's a crate next to you, but it's sort of like closed.
And bigger than you are.
There's some stuff on the table over here.
What I imagine instead, since I have this hook and pulley I used, I'm gonna take the part that I had and just kind of like throw it at them.
You just fling it in their eyes.
Yeah.
Ah! Sure. Go ahead and roll me a CMB versus my CMD.
And let me see. So this is where I need to start remembering because I get pluses due to a bunch of different shit.
You do. 1 second there. I will look at your sheet. I put it in a place so that you could see it. It is Steel/Dirty Trick. It is your 4th weapon on the front page.
Oh, thank you so much.
You get a
appreciate it.
+6 to it.
Ah, I knew we had done something.
Yes. He is blinded for a round.
Cool. And then I'll use as a free action to laugh in this person's face.
Okay.
Because that's very funny to Delian.
Yeah, you basically just use like, you know, those the little grabber arm things that kids have with like the 2 fingers
Yes.
at the end. You basically just like 3 Stooges this dude in the face with the 2 little grabby hands on the end ears.
Which Delian will then just you're so stupid.
Oh, I'm gonna kill you to death.
Why are you hitting yourself?
Sorry, you actually did that for 2 rounds because you exceeded my CMD.
Fantastic. Then I'll since I think I have a movement, I'll 5 foot.
Sounds good. Next will be Bowing, who will move over here. And then Ringer, it's your turn.
Gonna 5-foot step. I'm going to expend all of my tension,
Okay.
giving me +2 to hit and damage, and increasing my crit range by 1.
Okay.
And ready a counterpunch.
Sounds good.
The second trigger is first trigger is him attacking this guy attacking me. Second trigger is him attacking anyone else.
Okay, sounds good. After that is going to be the doctor, who will move over to this table over here, and just start moving things around on the table. It looks like he's doing it, Dandrin, since you can kind of see, he is very much working blind, like completely in the dark at the moment. Like, as soon as he turns away and you start walking away, he turns to it and is like basically just gathering up papers and stuff like that. Zaract, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
This might be a little close. She's going to move a little further back, just around the corner,
Okay.
while continuing to kind of, debate the situation. Is that fun? Like, do you want to keep doing that? Because, like, I can keep doing that.
It's up to you.
Okay. Zaract is like, I've been generally satisfied with your service. I don't think that you've done anything that is untoward, and personally, for the hazards that I've placed you in, I'd be happy to provide you with a bonus. But also, I wish to make sure that we leave on good terms, and that I don't drag you into situations that might end up detrimental for you. That said, if your house can point me in the direction of others who may assist in the kinds of situations that I'm looking into, then that would also be useful. I realize that may not be a service that you provide directly, but if nothing else, the immediate suggestions would be.
This dude's blind. Delian, I'm going to take a step up, and I'm going to swing at you.
Okay.
Well, I actually have a chance to hit you.
Oh my god.
Does a 14 hit you?
It doesn't.
Okay. He cuts it very close, but the tip of the blade just sort of skates past, and kind of like on your armored shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And then he will active defense. All right. Well, the door just gets kind of like kicked open, and Zaract, you see a grisly, greasy-looking ogre step out.
He's actually away at the moment.
I know, but I mean, this is the person that sees it. This particular ogre stands about a foot taller than the other ones, and comes out with some actual plates instead of just hides. Has long, greasy hair that's hanging down to about the middle of his chest and his back. He's carrying a pair of battle axes, and just after he comes out and starts walking this way, in the light behind him, inside the inn, you see a long, sinuous lizard that is about the size of a horse in terms of body, but much, much lower to the ground, much longer than that, behind him. And he steps out and looks around, and then kind of pats his leg and whistles and goes,
Kraken, come on.
And Corley is going to see this happen and go, I am moving to... What the fuck? I am moving... And Forsidna will also move to there. And just sort of eyes agape at the big ogre.
Which is saying something when you're talking about ogres.
Ringer, you seem to be a man in melee.
I sure am.
I am going to attack you with a hobgoblin. They active defense, and then they swing at you. Does a 22 hit you?
It do. Yes.
7 damage.
Ow.
Yeah. So he will take the swing and continue to active defense and cover ally. And then outside, the big lizard goes. Everybody downstairs, you see that thing come down and just get to the bottom and go as its tongue kind of tastes the air, and then it hisses something out, and upstairs you hear, "I am coming." Sharut.
Um,
Oh dear.
decisions. Yeah, this took a turn for the worse. Sharut's gonna take a 5-foot step back, so as not to provoke. And I mean, structural integrity wise, if I were to throw a grenade, would I need to worry about the place collapsing in on itself or the entry point collapsing in on itself?
Is Sharut an engineer? Or does he have architecture?
He has a shit ton of knowledge in engineering.
Go ahead and roll it for me. Maybe. It depends on the amount of damage that it does.
That's what I thought. Oh boy. I am not sure if I should do that or not, but it'd be a really good AoE to do right now.
I mean, the worst that could happen is that we all die.
Yeah.
True. And then we make new characters and have a whole different kind of fun.
Yeah.
So let's do it. All right. Sharut's gonna throw an improvised grenade.
Bam.
And he's gonna throw it. Check radius here because I know the radius was. Come on. Wait. Why is not? Sorry. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Can he throw it there?
You can throw it anywhere within 60 feet.
Cool. He'll throw it there.
Sounds dope.
I am just going to use the standard die roll because it's, or no, it's just a dex roll, isn't it?
For what?
For throwing the improved.
You have to
fuse
hit.
grenade.
You have to hit AC 5 to hit a square. So like you hit it.
Okay. Cool.
What I need you to roll me though is a 1d3.
That's right. I do need to roll a 1d3. /R. 2 rounds.
Right. So it's right there, and it will explode in 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Actually, his thing is back.
Oh no.
It's the
and
mushrooms.
I can't take a move action after a 5-foot step, right?
You cannot take a move action to move.
Okay. I guess then the move action will be apply poison onto Bolt.
Okay, sounds good. Is that it?
Yep, that's everything.
Sounds good. Lumio, it's your turn. A thing that looks kind of like a mix between sort of a tiger and a Komodo dragon. Just came down the steps, continually making a sound that's somewhere like
I don't like that.
Jesus.
Also, don't do that to your throat anymore. I get it. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to choose this guy and this guy to be getting the 2 different things.
alrighty.
I am going to use a spell point to add the lightning thing.
Boost the
We
damage.
talked about. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to.
Are you boosting the damage or the attack roll?
Hold on. I think it's a. I don't. Yeah, the +3 to the attack roll.
Okay, gotcha.
Is the one I want, which is electric blast. And I'm gonna roll these 2 real quick to get that moving forward. That's only +3, but or add 3 on top of that. And hey,
So, electric blast doesn't cost a spell point.
oh, it doesn't.
No, you get to. It's not one of the ones that costs a spell point.
Okay.
So yeah, you just get to use that if you want.
Okay.
You can spend a spell point to increase the damage if you hit, so that it would be 3d6 instead of 2d6. But that's up to you.
Okay.
So, which of those attacks would you like to take? Would you like to take the 16 on this guy, it'll actually be a 19. Would you like to take the 19 on this guy or the 19 on this guy?
The 19 on this guy seems like the better at this point.
Well, since he is blind.
Oh, hey.
Yes, it is better because he's a little bit easier to hit. So, the 19 would hit him anyway, but I just need to know what you were taking. So,
Yeah.
Please roll your damage for me.
Okay. And
Ugh.
you want a D100 too?
I do.
How about that?
Nope. Baseline
Okay.
chance is 10, so that's not enough.
We'll have to do something about that.
Well. Remember, you have that your destruction school is limited to electricity, but then you have that wild magic thing that says that you can change the damage type.
Oh yeah, and then it becomes 50%.
And if you do that, it adds a lot to it. I forget what it was. It was like it adds 50 or it adds 25 or something like that. Yeah, he takes a hefty hit, and will take that because he doesn't really have an option to not. Dandarin, what would you like to do?
Well, now that I'm moving normally, I assume from nauseated to sicken, yes.
Yeah, you are sickened but not nauseated.
Okay, so the effect appears to be coming from this table, or near this area. It seems like, yes.
Good estimation, yeah.
Stronger?
Yeah, like it definitely, once you were nauseated and got close to him, it was definitely stronger.
So is it him?
Maybe. Sorry,
Well,
there's
anyway,
one person that's been told how this works and he didn't tell anyone. You don't know and you don't have a way of identifying it.
Cool. I grab him and I start taking him out.
So he is shackled down to the table.
Thunderous blows it is.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me the damage of a thunderous blow.
I will, and I'm back inside the aura of the thing.
You are indeed.
Choose 2 of those chains.
I will, in fact, not that it... Well, for critical purposes, it actually doesn't matter. Yes, I'll roll twice.
Goosh.
Or...
Okay.
They both...
You will, basically, you will break the, are you picking hands or feet on this guy?
I'll bust the hands chain.
Okay. You bust the sort of like the lock that's holding his hands down, and as soon as it's open, he moves his arms down, and he does it with that sort of like, he probably does it too fast. He's probably been in this position for a while. And he does it too fast and kind of like grunts at the pain of it, and he will move a hand to his mouth and he removes the gag there, and he goes, I can't hear who you are, but cover me or I'll tear you apart.
Got it. So I have things that I can use to cover him, such as a winter blanket.
Do you actually have a winter blanket?
I have 2 sets of winter blankets.
Why are you this way?
I prepare Dungeons and Dragons characters like they're real people.
Yeah, like you brought an actual list of important equipment and Mike has 50 pins.
Hey,
clothing,
everyone needs to write
blankets,
sometimes.
bedrolls, soap, rope, fishing kit,
Okay.
cooking kit, cake mix. Yeah.
So
I got all sorts of-
Dandarin like basically like hefts off his pack and like does the whole like, I'm gonna. Do you start like grabbing for it basically?
Oh, it's the blankets are just attached. They're on like the top or the bottom thing.
Yeah,
where
you
just
still
roll
have
it
to
up.
take them off. Like,
Well, yeah.
yeah, there's still
But
time
I
involved.
don't have to rummage in my pack.
Yeah.
I just have to unclasp it.
Yeah, so you're basically like, I'm gonna set the hammer on the table. I'm gonna reach up. I'm gonna grab this thing and unclasp it, and then hand it to him.
Yeah.
Okay. So your that'll take a you're starting on that, and it'll take a move for next round to finish it.
Sure.
Because there's stuff involved there, but then you'll have it. Okay. After that is an ogre.
Ogre.
Ogre? Oh god.
So he just kind of like looks at you, Mike, and the hobgoblin goes, "What are you waiting for?" And he goes, "Every time I try to swing at him, he hits me."
You've confounded an ogre.
And he goes, I will make room. Kringauer comes. And he is going to move to here. And that's it.
Ringer's build confuses certain creature types.
Well, yeah, it makes sense.
I love it. Why are you hitting me when I try to hit you?
It's that sort of like Jackie Chan fight scene where eventually he starts fighting someone, and every time they try to punch, he like knocks it aside and he just slaps him in the face. Like at some point, the ogre's gonna go like, I don't want to get slapped anymore.
Yeah, it's like, why do I keep doing this?
So yeah, he uses Berserker Sphere. He does not use Brutal Strikes, and he takes a 5-foot step. Delian, it's your turn.
Yeah.
That was a very effective way to shut me down.
But didn't you have counterpunch triggered for movement or attack?
No,
But-
only attacks.
So only attacks on him and Sharut.
Yeah,
Right.
Like,
And I could have triggered it on the Hobgoblin, but I didn't.
and he could have set it for movement, but he didn't.
Fair enough.
So yeah, Delian, your turn.
So, I guess what I'm going to do is, man, I don't want to fuck shit up. I'm gonna try to defensive or blind.
Yeah.
So, does them being blind help me?
Yes. So when someone is blind, you get a +2 to hit them, and they lose their dex bonus to AC.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to, and so they lose their dex bonus. So does that count essentially as me doing extra damage?
Yes, for your fencing. Or no, wait. Is it fencing that gives this to you? Yes. So you have
Yes, it
fencing.
does.
So if you hit, you will also do the extra damage.
Okay,
Fencing.
so I'm gonna try to.
The fencing sphere and scoundrel sphere go very well together because
Yeah, it's if they're flanking or if they're flanked, if they lost their dex bonus, or if there's one other.
yeah. So go ahead and roll to hit. It sounds like you're rolling to hit.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to do.
All right.
So that's ooh, that's not the right number. Let me see. Yep, it's that one.
So that's still not enough to hit him because he
Ah,
still has his
bummer.
armor. He still has his armor and his shield. He's just
Yeah,
missing
of
his dex
course.
bonus.
Yeah, yeah.
Um.
And if he has armor and shield, the dex bonus probably ain't that high.
Well, it's he's not wearing like plate mail. He's wearing like chainmail.
Oh, okay.
He's just got a chain shirt like you on.
Yeah, yeah.
So
All right.
anyway, so that's not quite enough. Did you want to do anything else?
Since I did a standard, all I can do is like maybe do a 5-foot move.
So he cannot make attacks of opportunity on you right now. He
Oh,
he
so
is-
I can just walk.
Yeah, he's blind, so he doesn't technically threaten the area around him.
All right, cool. Then I guess I'll go here.
Okay, so you like swing and somehow he still manages to knock it away with his shield. Like he hears it coming. You see the big hobgoblin ears flick, and then you go like, "Fuck
Yeah.
this," and you just walk away.
Yeah, basically.
All right, sounds good. And hold on, I need to see how close you got. Can you give me a will save?
Fuck me running, man.
Amazing.
It's so good. Just once it hits your lips, it's just so good. You're nauseated.
I'll be just like, okay, all right, this is not right.
Yeah, it's a weird thing in Pathfinder where you don't have facing. You are considered to be sort of looking in all directions at all times. So unless you
Amazing.
say something specifically like I am averting my eyes, in which case you are at a penalty to attack things. You are looking around you all the time.
Interesting and good to know.
So yeah, you take a step over and like look at Dandarin like fiddling with a blanket on his backpack, and just get a glimpse of Yelphus's mark, and like, oh damn it, as your like liver just tries to like start fighting your intestines.
That's very cool. I know, relatable pain, understandable.
Cirrhosis. Bowen goes, I don't want to be the closest one to the ogre. And she moves so that she's not.
Uh-huh.
She is very brave. She is also 16. And Ringer, it's your turn. There's a dragon
is.
and a hobgoblin and an ogre who goes, I don't want to get hit.
Please stop hitting me.
Well, since you said that,
5-foot step, punch the ogre anyway. We ain't done.
I didn't say you could leave.
now I have to take off all my buffs. You bastard. Oh, I don't roll a 1d60 to hit.
You could if you didn't limit yourself.
That's a miss.
You're
But-
still in the aura.
I will put in a 2 hero point tax of you guys spend 2 hero points. I'll let you roll a 1d60.
Really?
All right.
Fuck it,
does
why
that
not?
hit the hobgoblin?
The 19 will hit the hobgoblin.
Great.
The hobo-gobo.
I wish that's what they were actually called.
It is. This is his game. He's allowed to call them whatever he wants.
Yeah. Hobo gobo.
That's the Dakani pronunciation.
No, the Dakani pronunciation is Goldar.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I read the
Gadget,
novels.
gadget.
Damn it.
Wow.
God damn it.
I think that is the worst damage roll you've done in this entire game.
No, he out-nerded you.
My
Are you
adjustment
gonna accept
correctly.
Did. He very much did.
Yeah.
But I kind of expected him to, so.
Yeah, it's
So, I haven't read many of the Eberron novels. So I'm saying that having read 10 and knowing that there's 30. So I've read a third.
Wait,
But
really? There's only 30?
They stopped kind of writing them. I think there's only 30.
I've read like 12, 15, something like that. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
like the best ones that I've read are the Heirs of the Dakani. The ones with Geth the Shifter and like the whole Goblin Empire. Those were really, really good. So anyway,
any new books, I'll have to look into that.
yeah, they're Don Basingwaith is the guy that wrote 'em.
1 second. There was one. It was with the ogre or the half orc and the human.
Yeah.
And that one was.
So Ringer, was there anything else you were doing?
Yes, I did another 5-foot step.
Alrighty. So cool. You got that. The doctor is going to keep gathering stuff in sort of a blind frenzy, just kind of shoving shit into bags. And Zeract.
Right. So this Drake thing come down, yeah?
Yeah, you saw Kringauer sort of kick open the door, and the Drake was right behind him. And then he kind of like whistled, and the Drake just ran past him and went down the steps.
Can I make a knowledge nature to see if I know what it is?
Yes. Go ahead. Nice. This is it's a droamish animal. It's a very vicious lizard called a. Now, I realized I was going to pronounce it wrong. 1 sec. It is a droamish lizard called a drotagon. Thanks, Doc.
Awesome.
It is not a dragon, despite how it looks. It is an animal. It is basically, think of it as sort of a kind of a slightly more feline equivalent of like a Komodo dragon. But bigger. That is probably one of the biggest you've ever seen or heard of.
Gotcha.
And with a 19, you can ask based on their usual CR. That would be 2 questions. What would you like to know about them?
Are they notably resistant to any elements?
No. In terms of defenses, their main defense is thick skin and their ability to generally kill stuff.
Do they have any special offensive things worth knowing about? If that's too broad, I can specify further. But
no, that's fine. Like defenses, like special defenses and special offenses, those are fair questions. So for special offenses, they don't have poison or anything like that. But it is notable that a lot of people who get bitten by a Drotagon will die regardless of if they like survive the encounter or not. You might survive it, but you might just die like a week later. They have a mouth that's just sort of packed with a lot of like rotting pieces of meat and bacteria.
Yeah, that's super gross.
Yeah, they are unpleasant. So,
and is there anything that I can see about Kringauer specifically? Is he mostly focused on the basement? Like, is he giving us a stink eye at all?
He has looked your way, but since basically as soon as he opened the door, the group of you that were standing here and arguing just moved to standing over here and arguing. He doesn't seem to be like doing more than looking at you and walking towards the basement.
Okay. In that case, Zeract is just going to continue arguing. That's the best she's got.
Okay. And then after that, the Hob will swing at Ringer. Ringer, did you set up a counterpunch or anything like that?
Nope, I attacked.
You attacked.
Is it
all right?
the blind hobgoblin?
He will. No. Is this the blind hobgoblin? Fuck! It is the
Yeah,
blind
it's-
hobgoblin.
Hmm.
My bad.
I mean, if that
I thought
one
it was
wants
the
to
other one.
attack me, that's fine.
No, we
It's a bit of a long trek, but
He's
he just walks.
he's actually gonna have to see if he can locate Lumio or Delian. Yeah, he's fine. He knows where they are. Lumio, you're closer, so he moves to you.
Oh boy.
He will active shield, and then I will see if he can even attack you. And he misses wildly. Like he kind of hears you take like a step or mumble an incantation, steps your way, and then the swing is just like clearly he's blind. After that, I think at this point, because I just realized what time it is, you guys good to take a quick break?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm
So
very hungry.
yeah, same. Danielle brought my food like 2 hours ago, and it is probably just cold upstairs now.
Ugh.
So how about we take a quick 15 and come back at the end of that? Sound good?
okay.
Sounds like
Yeah,
a plan.
sure.
All right, everybody. We will be back at 10:15.
Or
Unmute, and we are back.
There was a network error.
Oh, hey guys.
No,
Network
so
error.
so you can have different combats going on different pages.
oh,
And I just learned that because we were on the map page and not on the basement page, and I was like, "What did I do?" I don't remember everybody's initiatives.
Half
all
of
right.
us didn't even have them.
Back in my day, we all just went at once. If you guys ever want to read terrible initiative, read second edition D&D initiative. It is a train wreck.
I've heard bad things.
You have to take into
I
account
remember.
things like weapon speed and maneuvers and like the casting time of the spell and stuff like that. And it was just like, ugh.
Mhm.
So anyway, top of the round. Kringauer's gonna go, and he's gonna go.
On vacation. Bye, Kringauer. Oh, he just squeezed
In the
past
walls.
his lizard.
Yep. He walks down. He basically like sort of shoves his lizard to the side, and we'll move to there. That's his
lizard
whole
dies
turn
to
is moving in. The rest of you see Kringauer. He's an ogre that's a little bit bigger than the other ogres, but whereas they're wearing hide, he's actually got a couple armored plates on him, and he's got a pair of battle axes. As he walks by the lizard, he kind of like pats it on the head, with like a clenched fist that's still sort of holding an axe. So it's a little bit awkward, but he just kind of like pop pop.
Does 1D.
He just
Anyways.
and after that is going to be Corley and Forsythia, who will hold. They're not doing anything. Then it is the Habogabo near Ringer, who will attack him. Were you?
Nope, I
Okay.
attacked.
Does an 11 hit you?
It does not. Make a fort save.
Does a 10 make it?
Hey, it does not. He is fatigued for one
Yeah.
round.
Trying to swing at this guy just really tuckers you out.
Sure does.
I could use a nap.
When I swing at him, he punch me. When I don't swing at him, I'm tired.
I could see how that'd be annoying.
He is a vacuum of unfun.
This dude, Kringauer, basically goes like, and sort of looks at you, Ringer, but doesn't actually like point your way. But the Dratigan takes the hint, and Krukan will move forward and try to bite you. As such, does a 24 hit you?
By like 5.
6 points of damages, sir.
Ouch.
Can you get me a fort save?
But I didn't miss.
You make it. All right. And
Actually, is that a poison thing?
it is not a poison.
Okay.
It is disease, if that matters.
It matters if it's poison.
Nope. Sharut, it's your turn.
If I move here, I should be out of attack of opportunity range, right?
Nope.
So I have to move here.
Yep.
Okay. All right. All right, that guy and that guy.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm underneath the damage bonus. One. Really? Okay. Well,
Solid.
let's try again.
Once
There
more,
we
but
go.
with feeling.
Once more, but with feeling.
Wow.
It looks like we're gonna take the first one here, boys.
Lots of feeling.
And
Roll again, see if you get a critical.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll take the first one on the big dude, and he needs to make me a fortitude save.
and that's 7 damage.
Yes.
All right. He needs to. That's an 11 make it, sir.
No. So he moves from fatigued to exhausted.
He was already exhausted.
Does he
No.
move down the ladder then?
No, he wasn't exhausted because he made my save.
Yeah,
No,
a fatigued
no.
character.
This guy has been exhausted for a while now.
No, I thought he was fatigued. Just fatigued.
No, you made him fatigued,
No.
and then
Yeah, you
Ringer
made him
immediately
fatigued,
made him
Ringer made him
exhausted.
No,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because he made my save.
Yeah, he made that exhausted save.
All right.
So he moves to
well-
exhausted.
Cool. Then he moves to exhausted.
Yeah, that's
Sounds good. Your arrow does
turn.
full damage.
huzzah.
+2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I already did the +2.
Oh, okay.
It's in there.
Well, then I won't add that. After that is going to be Lumio. Lumio, it's your turn. There's a guy next to you, Lumio. His eyes still look a little poked. There's also a big dude and some sort of big lizard.
I don't like any. No, wait. All of that. I don't like all of that. So I want to 5-foot step here, so that I'm out of reach. And then
Wait. Did I throw it turn 5?
I
thought
want to
threw it
hit this guy and goes off next round. This
Oh.
guy.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Uh,
Sorry. When did I roll
do
that?
I need to
A D3.
You rolled a D2 and or a D3 and it
keep
was a
attacking like it?
Yeah,
doesn't
no,
even
I'm trying
matter.
to find when I rolled it.
We will go left to right as far as number order.
50 minutes ago.
There we go.
Sorry.
That looks like 2 misses to me.
Who were you trying to hit? Sorry, can you ping him again?
Yeah. I was gonna do this. Okay, come. There we go. This dude.
Yes, those are both misses.
Cool.
Can you roll a 1d100?
Sure can. Maybe. Sometimes it works where you can just hit up arrow and it'll go to the back one.
Next
or
round.
2, and I can attack.
Okay. Does not trigger.
Nope.
Already. Did you have anything else you wanted to do?
Nope.
All right. Well then, after you is going to be Dandarin. Dandarin,
I there for a second.
can you give me a
Alright,
will save real quick?
Yes, even though I'm covering the man.
But it happens before your action. You are nauseated. You have a move action.
I've finished covering the man.
Okay. Hey, you can't get nauseated by it anymore.
Hey, there you go.
He didn't say second.
Turn it off.
And wait, what did you do?
I tell him to turn it off.
And he says, "It doesn't work like that. It sings a different song. You have to make sure you
I
don't
could have
hear
brought
it."
him.
He dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 4-round action.
Yeah, no. I know.
Okay, so you have finished covering Yelphus. As soon as you do, like there's still some things in the room that are kind of like pricking at your insides and just making your guts kind of move around a little bit, and you realize that it's all of the strips that are hanging on the wall, but they're nowhere near as bad as what it was like actually looking at him.
I have questions, but my turn is done. Move on.
All right. I will 5 foot over there, and then Sharut.
Uh-oh. That's me.
You Does an 8 hit you?
It does not.
Please.
No.
Okay.
He's too tired.
He's very tired.
Tell him to take a nap.
He wants to. But this goblin keeps hitting him. So yeah, he will move, activate Berserker Sphere, Brutal Strike, miss the Brutal Strike. And after that will be Delian. Delian, it's your turn. You can have a turn now.
Alright. I would love to have a turn now.
No.
That was so what I'm going to do is step up and try to take a swing at our good goblinoid.
Okay. Go ahead and take your swing.
Okay, I will do so. He's blinded.
You hit him. roll your attack with a 1d6 sneak attack.
Okie dokie. So I've never done a sneak attack.
So your damage for your weapon normally is 1d3 minus 1. So you're rolling 1d3 minus 1 plus 1d6.
Okay, so 1d3 minus 1, and then do I put it in parentheses? I'm with this roll 20.
You don't need to do the parentheses. Just put plus 1d6.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not. I didn't say that. I didn't press enter.
Dope. You take him down. You step forward, and he's sort of wildly swinging in the area that Lumio was in, and you just kind of like walk under this and just kind of like get him in the armpit, and he goes down. And yeah, I believe that's a move and a standard for you. Was there anything you wanted to do with like a swift or anything like that?
No.
Cool. Next, Valen will skip a turn. Ringer. You have some options. What would you like to pick from our exciting choice of options?
So many options.
We have the lizard plate, the hobgoblin plate, and if you're feeling greasy, the ogre plate.
I've heard good things about the ogre plate. I'm just saying.
I think I have to move here. And I am going to activate all of my tension to give myself temporary HP.
Okay.
Give me an extra 6.
I step there and I get real tense. Just start flexing.
Well, no, it's just like a shake off a wound or something.
Yeah.
And I'm going to target Kringauer with a counter punch for movement.
For movement?
And it also is effective whenever I'm attacked.
Okay. Sounds good. Do you have to target a specific person for a counterpunch, or do you just set the standard action?
So I set the action. The one of the triggers has to have a target.
Okay, got you. So if they move, or if they attack you, or if he moves, or if any of them attack you?
Oh, I take that back. Hang on. It is just a trigger, so it can be any of them.
Okay, so you set one for movement and for attack roll.
Yes, attacking me.
Okay, sounds good. I'm sure that will trigger real soon. Doctor finishes his stuff and sort of moves to here. Keeps doing the same thing, kind of mumbling under his breath the whole time. Actually, he will grab a couple of pieces off of the wall over here, and then he will move to this desk and start throwing more stuff into his bag. But the whole time he's like, "Dwarf just come in here. Dwarf don't even know what's going on. Just I got a light," and then starts shouting like, "Turn it all off!" And it's like, "You idiot, you're the one that has the light. You don't know what's going on. A dwarf with an opinion's like an asshole on an elbow. Ain't nobody need you. Ain't nobody not one."
Asshole on an elbow.
And Zaract, what would you like to do?
So Zaract is going to look at the three, sigh, and say, "This has been a conversation a little bit more real than I was intending, but valid points. Unfortunately, I need to enter in here. Perhaps we'll touch on this later. This is by no means a fight you need to concern yourselves with." And as a move action, she will activate Azazadi's physical sign. So her skin ripples and sprouts green scales, and she looks quite a lot younger. And then as another move action, she will move forward.
Okay. Sounds good.
That is what I have for right now.
All right. Well, after that is going to be top of the round with Kringauer. Ringer, go ahead, because it's coming your way.
Oh, good. Second adjustment. There it is.
Nice.
God damn it. Of course, I didn't have that effect activated. I could have crit there.
Oh, if you had put it into...
Yep.
Yeah. No, that's... Well, somebody wanted temporary hit points to stay alive. What a dope.
Well, right then. Average damage.
All right. Kringauer will take 10 hit points, and then he will swing at you with his axes.
Sorry, that should be 12, not 7, not 10.
Because of the aura.
He will take 12 hit points, then swing at you with his axes. So...
Oh, hey, I gained some tension.
Hey, look at you. You're all nice and tense. Just relax, man. Just check it out. Let me look at my thing here. There we go. Attack number 1.
Yep. Jesus Christ.
Attack number 2. Does a 16 hit you?
No, it does not.
All right.
Make a fortitude save.
Well done, sir. Well done.
I like it. It's good. Does a 12 get it?
It sure doesn't. You're fatigued for one round.
Okay. And so he basically just does a big overhand chop. You actually see there's a moment where he's a little surprised by this, because as he does the big overhead chop, the axe in his left hand gets kind of stuck in the ceiling. So only the one comes down with the strength that he intended, and the other one comes down, and it's kind of a wobbly strike, and you're able to sort of dance away from it and rope-a-dope him. So that is his turn. He will do that, and he will you hear him do another like, and the big lizard sort of looks his way and then looks at you and goes, and after his attack, Corley moves up to you, and Sidna moves to there.
Oh, the timing on this.
I think they're just out of range.
At the
Question.
moment.
What's up?
If I use a hero point to move my initiative, does my grenade go off sooner, or does it still stay at the old initiative track?
I'm gonna say that it stays at 15.
Okay.
Because
That makes sense.
That's
Yeah,
nonsense
yeah.
that I don't really want to get into.
I figured that would be the case, but I thought I'd ask for clarification.
Yeah.
Okay. Carry on.
Yeah, because throwing it and then like a round later you go, I go first, and they all explode. Be like, no. Okay.
I see shenanigans.
Yeah, I mean, Spheres is sort of all about shenanigans, but calm it down. Ringer. There's an attack roll coming your way.
Oh, good.
16 hit you? Okay. Hobgoblin uses active defense, and then he is done. Ringer, there's an attack roll coming your way.
Hey, go ahead and roll.
Does 9 hit you?
Sure doesn't.
Sounds great. Kukan will move to here. Looking like it's trying to
I don't
do.
know what I did to you, but
What was that?
I said for Sidna, I don't know what I did to you, but
Wait. Oh, because she's the last person that I clicked. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was looking at the initiative thing. Poor Fircinda.
She's gonna get counterpunched.
She's after Krukan is going to be Sharut. Sharut, there's an explosion. You targeted that space.
Yes, it is 20 feet. Why is it making a second one? I want to click that. There we go. Work with. Cool. Targeted that space. All right. Everybody
ringer.
in that circle needs to make me a reflex save.
Okay. Here's the Hobgoblin.
Okay, he passes.
Were you surprised? I was surprised.
I'm surprised.
Here is Krukan.
I
and-
think he also passes. Let me go ahead and roll the last one while I look that up.
And this is going to be Kringauer.
Oh,
Kringauer fails.
Okay, but okay, listen to me though. What if he didn't?
Well,
all right. I'm willing to entertain it.
I will take that into consideration,
Okay.
and I'll bring it up in the next meeting. How does that sound?
All right. All right.
I'm
That's
going
all I
to
ask
do
is a
that.
failed shake.
Let's see. The DC. Oh no, I had it. I'm sorry. Half craft alchemy plus so it's 15 right now. So DC is 15. So the first one saves, the second one saves, the third one fails.
Okay.
So that's 3d6 of fire damage and 3d6 of bludgeoning damage.
I
and
love
then
that you throw a fireball that has a 2-round prep time.
It's delayed blast.
It wasn't camera ready yet.
So the first one's fire, and then the second one is bludgeoning.
Okay, so that's going to be 5 and 6.
Couldn't you just do 3d6 plus 3d6?
I could have.
Because it's different types, so.
Yeah, that's true.
So even with saving, the Hobgoblin is no longer with us.
Shame that.
Terrible.
Unfortunate.
You see Krukan just kind of like sort of slither through the blast. At one point, it looks like it sort of wraps through and around Ringer's legs and then goes back. Seems fine.
That's not a good sign.
And Kringauer will take some damage.
That's a good sign. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So now Sharut will actually take his turn. He will do. Let's scooch back a bit. Hmm. Oh, sweet. Okay. First shot will be that guy. Second shot will be that guy.
Okay.
And I will apply poison to the second shot.
Sounds good.
Do first shot. Not looking great on the first one. Oh, well, probably take the second one, or we'll probably take the first crit fail. Nobody.
One person here wants that.
Ah, that's fair. That's fair. Huh. Huh. Okay.
It was the best of times. It
Shit.
was the worst of times.
I have to choose whether to take the first shot and potentially knock this dude out because that'll be like the third level of exhaustion, or take the second shot and get the crit on the Kukon dude. But I'm pretty sure he's going to have a higher chance to succeed.
I don't think a 6 is going to confirm the crit.
Oh, that's fair. That is very fair. Thank you for chiming in. Yeah, I'll take the first set of shots and I will hit that dude. Can he make me a fortitude save?
I mean, it might crit him because of his penalties right now.
He doesn't get to pick which attack roll goes for which person. He said the second
gotcha.
attack rolls like
Yeah.
you have to say which attack roll goes for which guy ahead of time.
Understood.
It's still pretty dope. But
So fort save, does an 11 make it?
No. He's very tired, boy. What's after exhaustion?
There's nothing after exhaustion. There's just exhaustion.
Oh, shame.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he well, I mean, if he's so exhausted, does an 8 hit him? Question mark?
No.
So he takes 6 points of damage, piercing.
Okay.
He is still very, very tired.
Your arrow does full damage.
Ye-
You keep saying that.
Oh, I don't like that.
I know what it means. It's fine.
All right. And after you is Lumio.
alrighty then. I'm going to do an electric blast on the two ogres.
Okay.
And
Need to delete that blast.
let's see. Should I put in the minus? That makes no sense. I'm gonna roll my because big dude's got. Oh, sorry, I didn't designate. Let's always work left to right with this. For my purposes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he's actually wearing, or Kringauer is actually wearing metal armor. So
he's got some
easier.
metal on him.
Yeah. So he's got the -3 on that. Does that hit?
So is that the kind of blast that you're firing?
Yeah.
Okay. Then yes, it will.
And then all right, then I will roll 2d6. There we go. Yeah. Extra 16.
Okay.
Total. Yeah. That's me.
Sounds good. After you, Lumio, is going to be Dandaron.
Oh wait. I need,
Break the chain.
I do not wild magic search.
Yeah, you break the chain so that his feet can actually like move. Or it's basically like you're snapping the lock, and then you lift up this bar that has, and it's like a flat bar that goes across and was just holding his ankles down.
Oh, sure.
But then Yelphis is good to move, and
I will assist him up while keeping him covered.
yeah, he's very cognizant of the mark. He's like holding the blanket to him in a way that it is not meant to preserve his modesty at all. What he's doing is just sort of holding it to like his right pectoral and like the right side of his abdomen as he gets down off the but he will
And I guess I
get down
shuffle
with
him.
you.
Yeah, I carry him.
Okay. And he will sort of like walk with his as much as he can, as much as he can with his like hand like on your shoulder to prop him up. He is not in good condition at all. But yeah, way to go.
Gnome
you
friend
have-
had us come here to save you.
Oh, I thought I smelled friendship here, but after so long, things like that just fade away. And I believe that's your whole turn, so it will be Dawson Ogre. Meh. Sharut. Does a 16 hit you?
I believe that ties, so it goes to you.
Yes.
Unfortunate.
Ties
but
go to the
yes.
attacker. All right. Well, in that case, that is going to be No, wait, sorry. That is not +7. That is 2 points less. So it will be 12 damage coming in.
Ow.
Um,
Ow.
you are
Is it-
also you are battered, and you have a -1 to your AC and your reflex until the start of his next.
Is it 2 points or 3?
For what?
For his subtraction.
So
Because he's at -6 to strength.
yeah, hold on. Let me math it real quick. Oh shit, it's actually more than that. It drops by 4, so this will go to 10 damage coming in.
Oh, so 10 damage total?
Yeah.
Okay.
My bad.
I thought
I
you were
was
saying it was-
I was working it. I had the math completely wrong there. That's my bad.
I thought you were saying it was more than 14, and I
Yeah,
got really worried
he
there
did
for a minute.
57 damage. You got 62 damage.
57
coming in.
damage. All right, guys, I gotta make a new character.
He's
Hang on.
really tired, and he's just taking that out on you like a toddler. So you take
His
89 damage, and what are you playing next?
This new character's name is Garut, and
Garut.
he's actually gonna be an elemental.
Neat.
Same build though.
Same
so-
build.
God damn it.
Yeah.
He's a
That
goblin
hurt.
elemental.
Ow.
Delian. You see that Dandarin has Yelphus, who is like holding a blanket to his side and walking behind Dandarin with like one arm kind of on Dandarin's shoulder.
Okay.
You also see the big fuck off ogre in front of you.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna deal with the big fuck off ogre in front of me.
It's up to
instead
you,
of
man.
trying
You
to
make
help
your
my bud.
choices.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my choice. Dandarin's got it covered. It's gonna be hard to escape the big fuck off ogre.
Oh, the blanket hasn't cut.
All right.
Yes.
What would you like to do?
So what I'm gonna do is, I'm going to try and I think I'm gonna shoot him with a bow. That's what I was gonna.
We
Alrighty.
should also try to hit the lizard.
So you're gonna pull out a bow and take a shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna just take a shot. What I can do with that business, not a whole lot, it seems.
Okay.
Remember, you get a second shot.
Yeah, you get a shot on
Because
the
of the aura.
you get a shot on the lizard too because of the.
Oh, okay, wicked.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm doing ranged now, that's a thing that can happen.
I mean, you could also aim for the tired ogre over there, but you know,
All right.
Those are both pretty bad though.
no.
So okay.
Dandarin has entered the room.
So you miss. You pulled out the bow and then you took the shot. So that's pretty much your whole round, unless you have anything else.
Nope.
All right. Bowing will move up with her cousins and flanks her act. Ringer.
Mary's gonna move there.
Mm-hmm.
110. I'm gonna use it for attack and damage bonus, and I'm gonna hit Kringar.
Sounds good.
Not the
Could have attacked.
If I were to, no, it's too far away. Never mind.
Picture of Ringer. So that will hit.
Great. Just kind of average damage today.
He says doing 13 points of damage.
I know, right? All right, and Ringer. You do a big punch. He definitely doesn't like it. And he just.
I'm going to tear off your arms, but keep you alive so you can watch me eat them.
I need to practice my kicking anyways.
And Zeract, it's your turn.
Zeract is going to move down right about there.
Okay.
And then she's going to open her gullet and spray out a cone of acid.
Alrighty.
Neat.
And it's
here, and I can't see who's doing that.
It is about that, so I need reflex saves from everybody who's alive in that area. The ones who are dead, I don't care.
well, sir, I will do those.
Thank you.
And all right.
Whoa.
Yeah, that definitely makes it. As does that.
What
So it's just
are
half damage. So they take 5 acid damage, and for the next turn, they'll take an additional damage at the start of their turn.
Okay.
Great stuff.
So yeah. Some of it sort of splatters on Kringauer. The angle's a little weird, and he takes some, but he raises a hand to block the most of them. You see Krukan just become this like tornado of scales and twisting, and just emerges unscathed. And after that, Kringauer is going to do the strongest, manliest thing and drink a potion.
No, he can't do that. That's for players only.
Oh God.
Does that provoke?
You know, I'm actually looking that up.
I'm pretty sure it does.
Because if it does, it's going to be real funny.
Hold on, let me drink this small vial of potion. Oh, you punched me in the knee and it's broken. Damn.
Make a fortitude save.
Yes, Ringer, it actually does provoke. Go ahead and roll it.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Oh, you're ugly. I love it.
I love it so much.
Roll it.
So my tension thing is actually still active, so that's a 25. And max.
That a
Yep.
boy.
Whew, he is so high in this basement.
That ceiling just keeps getting bigger, further away.
That was not worth it. So yeah, he's gonna do that. He's also going to 5-foot step to there. And yeah, Corley will move up. For Sidna will move up to here, and after that will be Kukan, who will
Do the smart thing. Yep.
Ringer. So the terrible thing about you is that as hard as you hit, you just look delicious, and he's just gonna step forward and try to get himself a little taste. Does a 26 hit you?
Sure does.
Wow. Well. 7 damage. Can you give me a fort save?
If I'm unconscious, does it matter?
Yes.
Okay. I cannot use tension. Brain. There it is.
Cool.
Ooh, them apples.
All right, I'm unconscious.
So you went prone right there?
Yep.
Cool. As you fall down, as an attack of opportunity, Kringar is going to use Vicious Stomp.
Great.
Oh. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm almost dead.
Okay. So, yeah, the Krukan sort of bites your calf and then spins itself real fast, and you go down, and as you go down, basically the last thing you see before you get knocked out is just this massive hobnailed boot come down, like, right on your chest.
No, my tension's all gone.
And then there's this, like, he lives. I'm going to eat him. And after that is Sharud's turn.
Can I run underneath this table?
No.
Thought I would ask. Let's see. I need to get away.
I've heard Hawaii is very nice.
No, moving there won't. I'll still be within his range.
Good withdraw.
Eric.
Actually,
Yeah.
No, here is safe. Here is bad. Here is bad. Here is bad. Here is bad. Here is safe.
Oh, is there safe?
Here.
Because
yes.
he's got reach.
No.
No, because he has reach.
That's why this isn't safe.
Yes. Here
This isn't safe.
is still not safe. Here is safe.
Okay,
Here
that's what I
is
thought.
safe.
Yeah, I need to take a withdrawal action.
So here's the thing. The withdraw action only renders you immune to attacks of opportunity from the square that you leave. And it's only from this square. So as soon as you leave that square, he's going to get an attack of opportunity on you.
Could I take? Is a withdrawal action a 4-round action?
Yep.
Well, shit.
Do you have acrobatics?
I do.
You can roll acrobatics. That lets you,
and-
as a move action, it lets you move 20 feet.
And
he's
if
exhausted,
that's
so he's taking huge penalties, or he should.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. But I still don't want to risk it, so I'm going to spend a hero point towards that acrobatics roll.
Okay. Make an acrobatics check with a +8. You might be able to
Six.
get away, shoot him, and do full damage.
Well, probably not. We're getting away to go chug a potion. Screw you. Yeah.
You could just hit yourself in the face with it.
No.
Okay. Yeah. You can move, I believe it's 20 feet with an acrobatics check.
20 feet. He's moving half speed right now.
Look, you don't know his life.
I do know his life. But Sharut needs to get far away from this bastard. I think I'm going to take a double move action. Yeah.
Do that, you can't.
What's that?
Can't you do that? You can't use the potion.
Yeah, I know. But
If he's away from him, he can do it
he's-
next turn.
Yeah,
That's
he's
safe.
running. He's moving half speed right now, so I can get away, take the potion, and then move farther away if I need to. But right now, I just need to get away. So Sharut is going to move for here, and I can map that out again if you want me to.
No, so like you get 20 feet away with your acrobatics check, and then you just take another move action to move your normal 30 feet. So that's
Yeah.
fine. That's just a standard round.
Yeah. Cool. And that's Sharut's turn. That's, well, I guess swift action. Check to see if they have any weaknesses, but I doubt that's the case. Knowledge local?
On ogres?
Yeah.
Ogres have no real weaknesses except for the fact that they're really dumb, and that's about it.
Cool. All right, that's Sharut's turn.
Okay. After Sharut will be Lumio.
Okay. Attacking lizard, then Kringauer. And it's going to be the electric attack, and I'm going to spend a thing to make it do more damage if it hits.
Okay.
So first attack on the
pause.
lizard.
Pause. I'm saying this to you because I know that like Pathfinder's not really your system. You're within his range.
Okay, so I was gonna do that, then 5-foot step out, and then do this whole thing.
Okay, cool. So you do that, and then you shoot, and
looks like it's not gonna be Kringauer. So the lizard is taking 3d6 electric damage, and 1d100. There we go. Lumia's done.
Grukan has entered the board. Okay, and sounds good. Cool. Next is going to be Dandarin. Are you measuring for a charge?
A charge. He will get an attack of opportunity unless he's already taken his, because he did against Ringer. If he has more than one, then
he didn't take an attack of opportunity on me.
He said as an attack of opportunity.
Nope.
Oh, that's right.
So Vicious Stomp is a weird thing where it takes up a slot of an attack of opportunity, but is not an attack of opportunity. But it uses up one of his attacks of opportunity, and he doesn't have combat reflexes, so you're good.
All right. I'm thunderous blows and sundering his armor.
Oh.
If his armor breaks, I deal damage to him as normal.
Sounds great.
Interesting. Yeah. Very nice.
Oh. Are you adding 2 to that?
Yes.
Okay. So, I do not believe that's. I will check a thing real quick. No, that is not enough to break it. So you do a big hit, but it's not enough to shatter it.
Does it reduce it to half hit points?
It will reduce it to half hit.
All right. His armor check penalty increases by 2, and the armor is half as effective.
Sounds good. Okay. Well done. Was there anything else?
I mean, I charged and broke his armor, so I'm.
I feel like I've done my part.
I've done my job.
Okay. So after that, then is going to be the ogre, who is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So that table's not there.
7, 8. He's gonna go there.
He can go over the table, but I couldn't go under the table.
He's like you wanted to move under the table at a full run. You said, "Can I run under the table?" He is moving over it at half speed. That is halved again.
He's clambering over the table.
Yes, he is very slowly, just kind of like, just knocking all this shit off just to get that close. That is his whole round. He is just getting to there and then climbing down, and yeah. So that was his turn. Delian, it's your turn.
I think his CMB is probably so astral. I'm gonna dirty trick this fool.
Okay. Are you gonna do it from range?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna try to even get close to this guy.
Want to take it? I mean, I guess technically we know he doesn't have attacks of opportunity left, but
yeah, but like his hook and grapnel lets him do stuff from range.
Okay.
You have the bonus to flanking attacks right now.
I do.
Which nope, Mike's
Am
up.
I don't think I'm flanking right now.
No,
I forgot Mike was
I am not threatening anything.
Yep.
I'm not dead. I am dying.
Sharut, you gotta shoot him with the juice.
You got the blinking light on. It's fine.
I can't.
Accept your fate, Ringer.
I want to. I can't.
So yeah, I'll try to do a dirty trick with my hook and pulley from.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it. So here's the thing.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you. I gotta check a thing. You did.
That's good.
Okay, so he is. It's only 1 round's worth, but he has 1 round worth of blinded.
I'm fine with that.
So yeah, you sort of shoot it out, and it pokes him in the eyes, and he goes. "Rrr."
I cannot wait to kill this stupid halfling.
It's good. Trying to be halflings here.
Hey, don't leave me behind. And well, no, not with Yelphus right there. He's just gonna move. He's gonna stay where he is. Absolute cap.
Well done.
Zeract.
Alrighty, Zeract is going to move down
Okay.
here, and then she's gonna spit a just a short glob of acid at Krukan.
Okay.
I need another reflex save.
Can you do it again that quickly?
It is a different ability. Azazadi is of the Dragon constellation, and one of the things that grants me is Draconic Breath. So I've used Azazadi's move initially, and now I'm using the Dragon constellation.
Nice. Does a 17 make it?
It definitely does. So he'll get half of this.
He gets nothing.
Motherfucker.
He
Fine.
becomes
Fine.
a tornado of claws and scales.
Bullshit evasion.
I've described
Alright.
it 3 times.
You have.
Don't they take damage from the other thing he did for the one round?
Yes. I believe you get to roll 1d6 to see how much lingering damage they take.
Nope. It is just half my binder level.
So it's 1.
It's 1.
All right.
Less cool.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah.
Gets better later, but
Okay. And after Zeract is the end of the round. And I think that's going to be where we stop for the night. I don't really like stopping in the middle of combats, but this one's gone on a little while because there was some prep for it. And then, like lots of additional parties joining up. So I think that's where we're going to head off. Do want to thank everybody for watching. We will be here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. And
Nice.
Bye.
doing all of the things. So bye, everybody. Thanks.
Bye now.